Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome on in. um, Guys, today is super, super fun and exciting. We are hosting a panel here today, talking about women in power, but not just women in power. We're talking about moms in power because let's be real, moms are the superheroes of the world. So I am joined today by these wonderful women that are all a part of the Twitch Women's Guild. And we're going to go around and do a little introduction, and then we'll be doing a little panel questions. We're going to kind of just go with the flow with our questions that we have, and then we'll open up for Q&A as well at the end. I'm just going to go based on who is on my screen. If you want to introduce, I have Jen up first.
Hello, everybody. My name is He Samson. Most people call me Sam or Jen. My community calls me Captain. I am a mom. I won't say recently, but maybe it's been 4 years. Now, a single mom of three uh, girls. I call them my minis. My community knows them as my minis because they're mini me's. I am a streamer. I play a lot of Marvel Rivals. I try to do variety games and things like that. But yeah, I'm very excited to be here to talk to y'all about being a mom. So
Yay! All right, and then we got Angie next.
Halito. I'm Angie Noel, Angie with two E's. I'm an Indigenous educator and content creator. I'm also a mom of two. It's something I don't really, I mean, like, if you know, you know. Sometimes I'll bring it up in chat, but surprise, I'm a mom of two. Um, and so I'm super excited to share the stage with other influential mothers from the Twitch Women's Guild. So be to be here. I'm also like, let's see, what else do you want in the intro? Was there anything in particular?
Whatever you want. What's your community like?
Uh, it's like a variety of stuff. I've kind of shifted. I've been streaming since 2018, and so it's shifted a lot. So the community is always like kind of transitioning with the content that I make, if that makes sense. So, um, but I have a toxic relationship with Valorant, and I play that, and I do educational streams as well. So I've been kind of doing that for the past couple of years. So super excited to be here with y'all.
Yay! All right, Starshi.
Hi, I'm Starshi. I am a mom of two, and I play a lot of spooky games here on Twitch. Full-time streamer, full-time mom. Um, yeah, I'd say our community is a little chaotic, but also cozy at the same time. And we like to have fun while also being scared.
Hello, sweetie.
Hello. I'm the Hello Sweetie. I go by Sweetie River Melody because it's a Doctor Who reference. I am a mom of three. I have a 15, 14, and 11-year-old, and I do streaming full time as well as being a mom full time. There's definitely no breaks when it comes to it feels like either job. So I am just based here in Hawaii for the time being, and yeah, I'm excited for this panel.
Yay! And caffeinated.
Hello, I'm Caffeinated Cloud. I do go by Cloud. I'm a mom of two. I have an 18-year-old and an 8-year-old. They're 10 years apart. Single mom. I work full time in the biotech industry. I stream part time, and I also take care of my widowed mom on the side too. So kind of very busy all the time, as all moms are. So my community is full of LGBTQIA plus individuals, neurodivergent people. I like to say our vibe is cozy chaos. I play a lot of variety games with a focus on MMORPGs.
Awesome. And I guess I should have introduced myself at the beginning and completely just bypassed. Hi, I'm Melanie. I stream mostly cozy games with the occasional Fortnite. I also do co-working or co-reading streams. So either we're working together or I might be sitting in my chair reading a book. Um, our community, we call ourselves the Hot Mess Express because we embrace everything that is all about being a hot mess. We're very big on mental health and making sure that our community understands that it's a safe space and it's okay to embrace that messiness that life is and embrace the fact that in no matter how bad your day is, something good always comes out of it. So that's us. We are also chaos. I feel like that kind of is mom life in general. um, but
Most
yeah,
definitely.
I'm a single mom to a 5-year-old mini me. She is a spitting image and a spitting personality of myself. So I have my hands full and a run for my money there. All right, should we get started on the questions? I feel like the first question is probably the hardest question, but the easiest one to start with. How do you balance streaming and content creation along with parenting? And whoever wants to go first, just go right for it.
I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go
Go ahead, you do it.
Um, for the most part, luckily my kids definitely go to school full time and everything like that. And not only that, but luckily enough, I have them in after school activities as well. So usually I'm able to stream during the day. Like as soon as they are off on the bus, like maybe 30 minutes to an hour later, I'm on stream and I'm able to stream and whatnot. Right now it was a little bit different since this school year because they're actually back in Texas. My daughter just started high school. So it was a little bit different because I wanted her to be able to have all the right credits. And since we don't know where we're going to be at after my spouse retired from the military, it was just kind of like, well, we kinda know that we wanna go back to Texas just for, job opportunities and housing and everything. So it was just kind of like, "We'll let you guys go back to school back in Texas so that no credits get messed up and everything," because I had to do that when I was growing up, and it was horrendous. Um, but yeah, I like to be able to balance it out to where I have enough time not only for my kids, but also uh, for stream as well, and so that my community feels I don't know. I guess that's just the mom in me. I want them to feel as much love as well as my kids feel loved and to get the quality time from me as well.
Mhm.
Are
I
y
guess. Oh,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry.
Nope, you go, you go. I was just gonna break the awkwardness, but you go.
Should we like
Uh,
raise hands?
Yeah,
um,
call on each other. Popcorn, we can do popcorn, how about that?
Ooh, all right. I'm down for that.
So, how I balance so my oldest, he's trans, and I've been homeschooling him since middle school because he came out as trans and started receiving bullying. Um, so it there's pros and cons to it. There's a lot of pros and cons. Um, it does help with the streaming a bit more, and him being older also helps because he just kind of goes and does his own thing. Um, I would say a lot more. It's a lot more energy budgeting that I have to do and scheduling with my youngest because she definitely is wanting more engaging, more time spent together. Um, but also for the nights that I do have her, because I do share custody with her dad. Um, we do we're very good we like I try to instill in my children like open communication, verbalizing your feelings and things like that, so they know ahead of time, this is the night I'm going to be streaming. I know that you're here, but after work I'm going to allocate an hour or two to spend time just with you. I'm putting my phone away, not paying any attention to anything else. and I'm going to spend this time with you, so that when when I'm going to be streaming, that like, that's the time that I'm doing my other job, you know. I think being able to kind of collaborate and work with my kids is a big thing. I don't treat them as like little children. I see them as small adults. They have their own cognitive reasoning. Um, they're very smart. Our kids are smart, so that's how I'm able to budget, I guess, my energy and my time for streaming and momming as well. So
I want to give you a kudos just because for homeschooling, because when COVID happened and the kids were home and
Oh
I
my
had to, I
gosh.
was like, I said, I don't know how
Yeah.
they do it. I don't know how they do it, but just kudos
oh, thank you. There's times where I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
Um, I like how you touched on a couple of topics, and I kind of want to explain a little bit of my background because in like because we're talking about children and everything.
Mhm.
Um, so my undergraduate degree is in family life education, child development. And then my master's is in educational leadership with a focus on college student development. So a lot of social sciences. And it goes into also like kind of my parenting and stuff. But I also have worked a lot with children. I worked in child welfare. I've worked in student activities, after school summer programs, charter schools as student activities coordinator. I've worked in parent education as the Parents as Teachers program. So, parenting, the topic, it can be a lot, and it's kind of, I can weave it into some of these questions. But as far as like balancing, streaming content creation and work, because my main jobs are priority. This is like, a side thing because I don't like, this is just, I see it more of like digital advocacy work that I kind of do, especially now that I've done a lot of this weaving my professional and all of these credentials that I never really put it on stream. And so it's taken people to see like, oh, wait, hang on. She's like doing this other weird or a different version of content than they're used to, which is me just playing Fortnite. And so I streaming is on always on the back burner. I try to balance it, find that balance. It's really tough sometimes. But now that because I work from home, a lot of my jobs are remote work. So I work from home and I can stream while they're at school. So that way
Mm.
it helps me because also, like I can focus and I don't have to worry about any distractions or anything like that. I can just like, hone in and focus on whatever I'm doing. So but I wanted to put that background about me because I may get a little nerdy. When you're talking about the little like adults, I'm always like, they're little humans, like we want them to be successful as humans. And so we're supposed to be teaching these skills and stuff. And so I try to do that. I'm not like perfect in what I do. But luckily, like I'm an auntie to like 15 nieces and nephews.
Oh, I know how
Um,
that goes.
right?
too.
I became an auntie at the age of 7.
Oh,
So when you
I was
do
5.
that,
I was 5. Yeah.
yeah, yes, when you
Native
do
life.
that though, yeah, Latina, everything,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I just, became an auntie and that was like the first stepping stone of like this role of supporting little humans.
Mm.
And even as adults, we're still humans. We're still learning, growing and playing. So anybody that, treats children in the way that they're so small, it's like you can learn from them.
Mhm.
You need to be learning from them because you can grow in your own mindset. So, anyways, okay. Um, that's my kind of I try to balance a lot. So, it's hard. It's tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Going off what you say, um, I call my minis little people. I say little people, and they're like, I'm not little. I'm like, yes, you are. Okay, be still. You're littler than me. But for balance, I'm not gonna hold y'all. I struggle with this so much, and it's
Mhm.
a little better now because my children, they're 11, 10, and then my youngest is 3. So she's been with me since I started streaming, like as a baby. And so she's kind of my mini co-host. Now my older children, I don't let them on stream at all. She don't care. The miniest, she said, I'm gonna pop in. I'm gonna say hey to the people. I'm gonna mean like them, one or the other. But usually when I first started streaming, I started streaming at nighttime. I was like, okay, when everybody sleeps, I'm just gonna get these hours in at the night, and then that way I can spend the day with them or not. And as they got older, because now one is in middle school, one is about to be in middle school, and then the mini is she's still here just chugging along. I stream in the morning, so I try to stream before they get home because they'll get off, 3 or 2 o'clock if it's an early day. And then that's my streaming time. Anytime after that, I'm like, y'all gonna see the children. I'm gonna be called away a lot. And so I can't really do that as much. And I tried to start implementing mommy daughter days with them. So I'm like, okay, I
Cute.
once a month we're gonna just go do whatever y'all want to do, go buy stuff, have fun activities, etc. And they're like, okay, great. But they're like my biggest cheerleaders in streaming. Like they think it's the greatest thing ever. They think everybody's celebrities. They're like, oh, mommy, is that your friends? I'm like, yeah, that's my friends. They say, oh, okay, go have fun with your friends. I said, thank you. They say, how many followers you get today? I'm like, look, I'm trying. And so, we're so
I
proud of
love
you.
that.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you. And then anytime I try to have events, so like some of my friends, they if they host the customs or they do tournaments or anything like that, where it's like they just need extra bodies. Because my girls are gamers too. They
Mm.
see me game, they're like, oh, we're gonna game too, and I'm gonna beat you, mommy. And I'm like, I didn't know this was a competition, but now that it is, I know what I have to do. And so I let them join in as that. Though their names are like, it started out or whatever, and then they like to compete as well. And so then they be like, "Mommy, I beat your friend. I got them. I killed them." I said, "I know. Good job. Fantastic." So I try to balance it as anytime I can include them without just putting them out there publicly. I try to include them and then to separate when it's streaming time, and they know I'm streaming. They still don't care. They'll come, "Mommy, now can I have a snack?" I said,
Mm.
yes, you can have a snack. Is this your first one? He said, yes. I said, little people, they said, okay, okay. I'm just making sure. I said, okay. And so they'll come in sometimes, but most times they know, okay, this is mommy's streaming time. If they kind of treat it like work for me because they know, okay, she's bringing additional income and whatnot. But yeah, that's kind of how I try to balance. Now, is it balanced perfectly? No. But, as best as I can, and I'm still working to get better. So.
I know, I feel like
Like
the
that's all of
balancing
us.
act is, like, the hardest part about being a mom and streaming.
Mm. Mhm.
Um, when I first started, I have a 10-year-old and a 5-year-old. When I first started, my 5-year-old was still, like, a toddler, and so I would start streaming at night. Um Having a set schedule is what helped me the most, I think, with being able to balance the whole streaming life and mom life, and also trying to fight the mom guilt around streaming. And luckily, like, they're both in school this year. And so I am able to stream during the day, but I also try to stream at night because, that is where I started. And yeah, just treating it like a job so that your kids can just recognize the boundary there almost.
Mhm.
And like, this is mom's streaming time and whatnot. And my kids, I think, like that I stream. I think they think it's kind of cool and they'll brag to their friends a bit. Like, yeah, my mom streams. I'm like, oh god.
Don't find me,
Don't find me.
please.
For real.
Yeah.
Don't look at it, please. Don't do it. But and both of my littles like to play games too, and I think it's really cool to see in them that, like mom and dad game and that they game too, and it's all something that, like, we all have in common, and it's cool to just see them, grow with gaming, and
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I have to say, like, I feel like the mom guilt is, and I actually had a conversation about this on my stream the other day, but it's just people guilt. Like, we just have such guilt for the little things
Mhm.
that we do all the
Mhm.
time. But that like little twinge of the mom guilt just hits you so much harder sometimes.
Mhm.
So for me, like my daughter's 5, I have her Sunday night through Friday afternoon, and then the weekends she's with her dad. And, if I do stream during the week, I have to make sure it's after bedtime. But then it's which is going to lead into my next question in a second, but it like the other day she has learned how to open the child safety proof locks that adults can't even open sometimes, but my 5-year-old opens with prestige.
Yep.
um and so I have her monitor here and I can watch her while I'm streaming, and I just happened to look down at the monitor and she's not in her bed, and I did one of these and all of a sudden I hear my door open. And I panicked because I am very big on my daughter is not a lot on social media. We don't post pictures of her. I was
Mhm.
pregnant in really quick backstory. I found out I was pregnant on March 13th, 2020. The
Mm.
world shut down 4 days
Mhm.
later. And
Yep.
Oh my.
then what did
Mhm.
I do during that time when I had nothing else to do? Naturally, I, fell down all of these rabbit holes about all of these awful things that happen in the world with children. And I'm like, nope, I'm not happening. So I was very big on like she's not allowed, her face is not allowed on stream. My
Mhm.
community knows her voice. I have commands that have her voice. Sometimes she'll pop in and I'll, turn the camera off and she'll play games with me every once in a while. But nope, there she was, right there. And I panicked. I'm like, no, I have to click buttons and do all these things. So it's like, and it was way well past her bedtime at that point, but that balance is so difficult to do. And then she's like, well, but can you come lay down with me? And I'm like, but I'm working, but I don't want to tell you no at the same time, but
Yeah.
I'm working.
Mhm.
And it's so
Mhm.
hard, but she is very much on a schedule. Um, and it was a school night, so she did have to go to bed after that. But it's tough. That balance is really hard to do. And then, but it's not even just the content creator mom. We have to remember that like we're people. We
Mhm.
need that self-care time also. And whether your self-care time is a part of that content creation, or if you need to have an hour to read or take a bath or whatever that is, like combining all of that together, there's not enough hours in the day, period. There's not enough days in the week to truly be able to hit all of those things.
Yeah.
Um, but so my funny child coming downstairs and walking into the room leaded into the next question, which is, have your kids ever interrupted stream in a chaotic or funny way?
I
I
think
love the instant
um,
giggles.
so mine is kinda not really like it's not like it's a chaotic way-ish, where it actually made me, like it kinda changed my perspective on streaming a little bit at the fact that, it was whenever I had, my daughter, so I have a 7-year-old and a 14-year-old, and, my whenever she was a baby, uh, that's when she went to bed is whenever I streamed.
Mm.
And my partner, usually took bedtime. However, sometimes she just like, wants mommy. And it was like really hard
Mhm.
to try to make that disconnect sometimes and try to get him to be like, okay, you have to figure out how to soothe her, like, and, put her back to bed or whatever. But I remember one time, I actually had just been rated by a really big streamer, and the baby was crying, but you could hear a little bit, and somebody was like, "Are you gonna go get that baby?" And I was just like, "There is somebody else in this house, like, and I'm sorry, like it because it hurts me, like I'm a nerd out a little bit. And because part of me, because sometimes I will nerd out, but your brain as a mother, that like it really hits you differently when your own child, like your own, is crying. At least for me, like it
Yeah.
is. So it's like that jump to like go in support my offspring. I like how you all like have your minis and stuff. I tell my daughter, I'm like, copy paste. Like whenever I say that, she's like my own, you know, little person. I'm like, I
I
just
love
copied
that.
and pasted you, you know,
Mhm.
and so it was really hard though because it made me like reflect and like, dang, like I now feel judged because as a mom and trying to stream, I mean, it was the highlight of like being a small creator and having like um you know, a big content creator, you know, stream your channel. And like, I was like, I don't, now I have to stream, like, I have to end stream because like, it just, I had to go tend to my daughter. Like, and so it was really tough. And it wasn't until like, you know, she got in school or like was able to find a balance. And if you like earlier streams, I did let my kids like kind of on stream, but now I have a strict, you know, I don't do that. And so I it just really I changed my outlook on like, you know, how people judge you, you know, on like just because I think that they know like what's going on. Um
Yeah,
so
Mhm.
anyways.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
I feel that because
I do too. And
like
a lot of people don't understand like how crazy it can get when you have multiple people who are in your household and it's all like it's not just you and everything. And um Angie's story kind of reminds me of when uh I was it was early in my streaming. The reason why I started was because my spouse was deployed at the time, and so I wanted something to do because jobs weren't wanting to hire a military spouse because there's this whole like, oh well, you're just gonna leave anyways, so why am I gonna hire you type of deal. And so it was kind of like my hobby that turned into a career. And I had this one time where my youngest uh, people know my kids names but they don't see them. It's strictly like no cameras and everything. Like I'm just like a lot of you guys. Nobody actually sees my kids. Like,
Mhm.
even when my daughter needed me to do her hair, like, she was right here, and I was doing her hair while I was still streaming, but she was off camera. And everybody was all like, "What are you doing over there?" And I was like, "My daughter's hair." I was like, "But she's not allowed on the camera, so that's why she's over here." And, but there was this one time where, like, there was no way I could stop my kids coming in because my husband was deployed and, they barged in, and my youngest was all like JJ goes, "I'm thirsty. I was grabbing your water bottle." And I was like, "Bro, you literally have to walk around the kitchen to get to my room to my water bottle." I was like, "What do you mean you needed my water bottle?" I was like, "No, you wanted to freaking sneak and be all like, 'Hey, Chat,' kind of deal." And I was like, "Get out of here. Like, what are you doing?" And he was just all like, "I'm just thirsty." And I was like, "Okay." So I grabbed the water bottle and put it off stream. And he was just all like, you could tell like he was disappointed because I wasn't letting him get near the
Oh.
camera. He was all like, "Man." And just like y'all's he's the one that's all like, "My mom's famous." And I'm like, I love you so much, but I am not. I may be famous to you, but I am not famous.
Um, so my area, my little space, live in a very small two-bedroom apartment, and both of my kids have bedrooms. I have turned the living room into half my bedroom, and it's separated by like curtains, you know. And I've turned the little dining room that is right next to the kitchen, like literally, I'm looking at my fridge right now. Um, is this is my Twitch streaming area, and also back here this turns into my office when I'm working from home. Like it's so small. So I've had multiple times where my son won't realize that I'm actually streaming, and he'll like come in and like turn on the air fryer and just he's got headphones on and he's just like laughing maniacally, and I'm like, whoa, and I'm like having to like mute and be like, wow, wow. So those moments, I haven't really had like my kids. They've been really good at the boundaries thing and knowing like when I am and when I'm not, mostly, especially my youngest. But I do agree. I don't show my kids on any sort of social media at all. I think the closest my child, my any of them have been shown on screen is like if I'm in Discord and I'm doing like a co-working, but then like I know, but it's a safer space because I know the people in my Discord, and I'm like, these
Hmm.
aren't gonna, this isn't a threat to my children. I'm still in that safer space. So but yeah, I definitely don't no, keep the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've had many chaotic experiences. Fortunately, none of them was actually on stream because I try to keep it cropped and I know my angles. So one, it's usually my mini is what she'll do. She'll come and she'll sit in my chair and she'll sit right behind me. So you may see her puffs, but she sit there and I try to angle the camera, but she's right behind me and just lay on me. I'm like, okay, this is fine. But because she's 3 and we went still going through a potty training stage,
Mm.
I'm streaming and I'm like, okay, great. And then all of a sudden she runs up to me naked. I'm like, she's just bound over her. I'm like, she's like, Mommy, I tried to change my pull up. I'm like, oh, you tried to change my pull up. Yes. And then I said, okay, and I'm trying to hold her up. So like, girl, you naked. You naked. Don't come on screen. And then I'm trying to camera. I almost got knocked off. I'm like, okay, y'all, I'll be right back. And then I had to
Yeah.
go change her. Then I had to go find the poop. And I was like, Lord goodness, help us.
Mhm.
But
Not the poop hunt.
usually
Mm.
look, I said, because one time she came before, but it was all chocolate. I said, okay, I can deal with that. But that one, I was like, oh my goodness. And so that was one of the chaotic times. I'm like, where's your sister? What happened? Where your cousin? What happened? But another time she comes and she'll sit and then she just started burping on stream and she was singing a melody with it. And I'm like, you done it? Nope. And just kept burping. I was like, okay, girl. All right. But other than that, when chaos starts, because I usually can face them, because I'm in a different set right now, but usually I'm facing the door, so I can see if somebody's about to come towards me, so I can kind of stop it and kind of stiff arm them a little bit, like whoa, 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 whoa. And my oldest ones, because in the beginning they didn't really understand when I started streaming, like, no, no, you can't be on camera. Why? Like, no, and then they try to kind of sneak on. I'm like, what
Mm.
are we doing?
Mm.
You want them to hear you singing? Yes. I said, no, 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 no. Just stay this way. So now they're better. They're like, oh, you're streaming? I'm like, yes. They said, oh, okay, thanks, thanks. But they have the loudest whispers. And I'm like, "It's fine, but it's okay. So yeah, that's how we deal with chaos over here.
I have 2 things. There was one where, my community, we had, like, a subathon, and I got this shark onesie, sent to me. So, naturally, I had to buy 2 more for my girls because they had to match mom. Well, there was one time where I was wearing said shark onesie on stream, and they both came in. Luckily, like, their hoods were, like, over, right? But they both came in their shark onesies and just started waddling to me, just middle of stream, and it was pretty funny. Um, what they try to do is they really like to try to come in and show their artwork, and I do my best
Mhm.
to keep them off screen, but, like, especially my oldest, she loves to create these, like, little puppets and whatnot, so she'll just come in and suddenly in the camera, I'll just see, like, a puppet. But yes, they try to do show and tell as much as they can with them, off
You could
screen.
do a whole segment on that. Like a
For
whole
real.
stream just
Yeah.
dedicated to that, like a talent show.
They would love that.
I think it reminds me of how I've pitched the idea, like, whenever I did a charity stream once, but I pitched it to my daughter that she could maybe wear a mask and then, like, do my makeup or something. Because,
Yeah.
again, I don't want her to show, like, her face and stuff, but, like, if she
Mhm.
wore and she was all like, "Oh, yeah. Hey, mommy, when are we gonna do that, like, charity or that one stream where you said I was gonna wear a mask and do your makeup? And I was like, yeah. So, anyways, I think that's funny that, finding like it reminded me of that puppet, like just finding ways to kind of incorporate them, but not like so much.
Mhm.
Oh, that's great. I love they're chaotic and they keep
Mhm.
us on our toes. That's the easiest way to put it. Um, okay, so we kind of touched on this. Do any of you guys involve your kids in your content in any type of way? So whether it's doing the masked makeup or putting on a puppet show, but like have you in the past maybe done something with them, not incorporating their faces, but still having them as a part of the community and the content?
Mhm. I have.
Uh,
Or
yeah.
when I first started streaming, I have a PNG tuber that I use like when I am on a day where I'm like I don't want to show my face. Um
Just low spoons.
yeah. And I used to play Roblox with her and we would share the mic, and then I would have my screen show, and then we would just run around together in Roblox together and stream together and stuff. So like we did that. Um, when, but that's about. She wants now she's moving to the point where she wants to have her own little PNG tuber and all that, and I'm like I don't even know how I'm gonna figure that out, but
Yeah. I actually had like a subathon like 2 years ago or so. And one of the goals was that our daughter did my spouse's makeup. And it was really fun because she was off camera doing it, so you just saw her hand. But I mean, hey, it was before she went into cosmetology. I know, literally, that's all you see is just the hand. It's like Thing doing somebody's makeup. Um, but, that was before she actually got into cosmetology, and, so her makeup skills were not up to par as what she would like now, but they were actually still pretty good. I think that the look came out great, but that's just me.
did you get pictures?
Yeah, turned into Wednesday Adams because we did an emo look on him. So he put on
I
my
love that.
dress and everything and my
Oh
wig.
my
It was
gosh.
it was great.
I love that. I love that so much.
And my minis will love that. I'm going to give them the idea, and they're gonna be like, "Yes, let's do that." So I'm like, "Whoa, wait a minute." But I'm gonna have to try that because I think they would very much enjoy that because they're at the age where they want to play in makeup and they want to do nails
Mhm.
and all of that stuff. So if I'm like, "Okay, y'all put makeup on me as some type of challenge," they're gonna for sure go for that. For
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
I think yes. So thank you. I'm letting they I already know they're gonna say yes. They're like, "Yes, can we do it tomorrow?" I'm like, "No." But,
Yeah.
the only way I've involved them is just in, like, tournaments or matches, like, if we're playing like, I did a Fortnite tournament when I hit 1K. And I was like, okay, y'all can join in. And they enjoyed that. They weren't on comms or anything. They weren't like anything like that. They just run in my room like, "Mom, did you see me?" I'm like, "Oh, you're watching." Okay. And then they run back. Or like if anybody has customers or anything like that and we need extra players, I let them join. Or sometimes I run matches with them on stream if I'm just running by myself. But that's usually the only way so far. But now we got that makeup idea. So I'm gonna let y'all know how that goes.
I love that. I feel like mine, they really like to help with my background. I have a lot of squishmallows,
Ooh.
and I'm only getting more because of them. They for Christmas, birthday, Valentine's Day, they will gift me a bunch of squishmallows to bring into my room to display on stream. They occasionally, have their artwork that they're like, "Hey, you should keep this in here to show
Mhm.
everybody." I'm like, "Okay, okay." Another thing that I thought was pretty cool is that, my oldest is getting into like her own form of like content creation, kind of just for herself. So it's been fun to kind of like she downloaded CapCut and it's been fun to kind of teach her how to edit her own like little videos that she kind of just shares among like her friends. And yeah, I thought that was kind of cool to just like we both kind of bonded over that fact, like because
Yeah,
we probably use CapCut a lot as content creators, and
Yep.
yeah, yeah, just a cool way to like involve her in that like part of like the streaming
yeah,
journey there. Yeah.
yeah. You gave me another idea. Y'all give me great ideas. Cause
Should have been a notebook today.
like, I'm just going because I'm in ever since I started streaming, they have their phones or their tablets and they'll act like they're streaming and they call themselves the Sisters of Fun of whatever they're doing. And
Oh.
I'm like, oh,
Oh, that's so cute.
adorable. Like, y'all are so adorable. And we're not going to post it. And we're not sending it to the right. But this is great. I love it. So I'll show you auntie examples. So I'm going to probably try to teach them something because they make Fall Guy maps and all things like that. So I think they would
Mhm.
probably be into that. So thank you.
You could do have them create your like taking your content and edit a clip for you.
Ooh.
Mm,
That
Mm.
is
you know
true.
what? Because I hate editing. Let me get
Same.
Yeah.
it in house. Yes.
So
Wait,
I'm sitting here
I
like, wait, this is actually great. You could just have them do it for you.
but
Yes.
that's reminding me though, there was like a trend on like TikTok for a while where I don't know if it's still happening, but they were like, I let my Gen Z edit my video and it's like a bunch of just the person breathing like like the whole time and just like really random cuts. I could just see the chaos of a child being like, that's funny, I'm
I,
just gonna do
have you guys seen like
Yeah.
the Brita TikToks?
Yeah.
Have you seen Brita on TikTok? Like
mm.
the
No.
water okay.
Oh,
Like
Water.
You
the
oh,
have to
Brita.
Oh.
I thought it was a
like Brita,
person.
like the water, sorry. You have to go look at these because like the Gen Z TikToks, as wackadoo as they are I can't stop watching them. They're like a train wreck that you just have to you're rubbernecking over and over. I feel like, listen, I think we're onto something here. Have your kids edit your content
Yeah,
for
yeah.
It's
TikTok
like,
and for socials.
I come up with all these ideas, and the other day I was like, "What if I make my daughter my little assistant? Be like, write that down for me. Write that down." Like, it's practicing your writing skills and everything. Like, write that down.
Mhm.
But then I'll pay you to be my little assistant too. Um,
Just sitting next
but
to you off camera with a little notepad.
yeah. But I have so many ideas all the time. But actually, what y'all are talking about, like the content creation, I'm actually working on a summer camp right now, for a organization that I'm doing it for, but it involves like content creation and stuff. Um, so I this the one I'm framing right now is for 10 to 12-year-olds. But I I know at the beginning, kind of like what everybody's talking about at the beginning, I kind of like, would involve my children or something, but then I just kind of started cracking down because of kind of observing a lot of the comments and the weirdness, and also coming from child welfare and stuff, like, of that digital safety of children,
Mhm.
and now with AI like doing the
Oh,
weird stuff with pictures and stuff, like I'm like, it's best that I not like put them out there. And then my son has
Yeah.
actually grown to be like, I don't want to be in the public side. Like, I don't, want to do
Yeah.
that. And I was like, I totally get that. He would rather do like, he wants to do content, but more like behind, like, just do like more of those informational videos or something, like on
Mhm.
YouTube and stuff. He's such like a history and geography nerd. He's so smart. Both my kids are so smart. My youngest is an artist, and then he's an artist too, but he's more like now into like making maps and like engineering art, like in like Planet Coaster or whatever, like kind of that different way.
Mhm.
But my daughter, she kind of does want to do content, so I'm looking to enroll her in like acting classes, or like something around that way she understands what
Mm.
improv or theoretical like expression is, um even though she's already a pro at,
Mm.
being the, an
Dramatic?
act. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
weird. It's so
yeah.
interesting,
Mhm.
Like, I'm like, "You're already a star. You don't even need classes. Like, you're good."
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
like, how do you get to turn it off and back on, like, just like that? You're
The
so
Academy
good.
Award.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Already, right? There should be a
Wait.
kids the cat like right. So
It's so funny that you just said that. When I was a kid, my mom used to always say, "And the Academy Award goes to Melanie." So you saying that, like, holy flashback, but I say the same thing about my daughter. I'm like, this is the way that you can just turn it
Yeah.
on and then
mhm.
Mhm.
immediately shut it off. I how?
Yeah.
How?
It yes.
They got some talent. They got some talent.
Oh.
For facts.
But, like,
They get it from us.
that's
We're so
yeah, that's what I was
talented.
Right.
saying. That stems
Yeah.
from moms?
Yeah. I mean, I'm telling
Immediate
you, I could cry,
please.
like, I could bawl and then give me 2 seconds, cut, let's go. I'm ready.
Mm.
But it's also because a lot of, like, maybe moving parts I have to do in life, and I'm like, "All right, like, I ain't got
Yeah.
time to sit here and sit with it. I gotta keep going. We're gonna shut it off now. We're gonna walk into this room and act like nothing happened."
Mm. Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
So
Oh man. All right. What is something I like this one. What's something your community does that helps support you as a mom?
I'm gonna sorry. I'm
I was
gonna,
gonna say the same dang thing.
understanding
Okay.
because I may be especially like this week, it's spring break, and
Mm.
I'm like, I don't even know if I'm gonna be streaming, y'all. And I just don't even apologize. I don't, um, like that mom guilt or that creator guilt. No, like, listen, I'm sorry, y'all. Have notifications on if you like, and I'm not trying to be rude, but like, I don't know when I get to have the energy or the space to do this. So I try to sometimes I try to do these events so at least like there's some type of content coming from me. But I know sometimes it's hard to talk during these types of events to you as a creator. So, but
Mhm.
it's just understanding that like that they understand like wears so many different hats in her life that the time that we get to hang out is cool.
Yeah.
Mm.
Honestly, yeah, the understanding of I'm running late because I was supposed to cook, but guess what? I didn't want to do the dishes that night. So we're ordering out and you're just going to have to wait until we're done with dinner cuz I'm not going to stream until I'm done eating.
Honestly, whenever I
You're
have
so
any
real for that.
events, any of my events, I put on my Discord, I'm like starting around the
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
I'm like it'll vary.
I like, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
I feel
say
Yeah.
like it's
understanding 100%. I've my Twitch journey has had its ups and downs that has followed along with like my real life ups and downs. And so like I'm not going to get emotional. Going through that with members of the community that have been there with me through all of that, just the way that they love her without knowing her. Like it
Mhm.
is so beautiful to me that I will have how's Scarlett doing today from
Oh.
somebody that like I only know you from this. Like this
Mhm.
is our only form of communication, but like you make it a point to ask me how my daughter is. I'm like my daughter is my friggin' world. There is nothing that comes before her. And I to have that unconditional love from people that have never met her, may not ever meet her. It's so cool. But the other thing, so like I've met a few of my friends that I've my URL friends in IRL, and some of them have gotten to meet her. And just like that instant connection that they have because they know of each other, they have either talked in Discord or on FaceTime or whatever, or however they've communicated like they just know each other and it's so refreshing and it's just they care about her also And to me, like, that's it takes a village, and my village is not directly in my area. My village is spread across the globe. And
Mm,
how cool is it that I get to say that?
mm.
You know,
Yeah.
they made her a birthday card, like a virtual birthday card, I think
Oh, I
last year
love
for her
that.
birthday, you know, like one of those kudo boards.
I love that.
And it
Mhm.
was all filled with Wicked and Bluey and get like all the things that they just know that she loves. And I'm
Mhm.
like, how what? Like, how
Oh,
do
you
you guys
can.
remember all these little things? Like it warms my heart so much that they genuinely love her the way that I love her.
Amazing community you
Yeah.
have. It's amazing.
Hmm. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all
I
right,
say
I
understand.
guess. They're fine.
You know what it's so for.
We can't let Chat have a big head. You know
No,
that.
we can't let that happen. Ew, feelings and all those things. Yeah.
Uh, I'll say understanding is that's probably the biggest one. That's how you know you got a really solid community behind you and loving. Um, like I know for me, I've been pushing, 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 like since December and just pouring out, trying to pour out into them and other spaces. And so it's like they know the minis. They make plans for the minis. They be like, girl, take your time. We'll be here. If you need a break, go take a break. We'll be here when you return. And then when I took a break, I had people checking in on me and like on all platforms, like, hey, are you okay? You know, just want to make sure you're good. I have a throne. And so I one day I put because uh, my minis love lollipops. So I just put a bag of lollipops on there. Somebody bought it for her. And I'm like, whoa, she don't need as
Cute.
many lollipops. Yeah, did she see them? I gotta hide them. Or they'll buy them something for Christmas, you know, to say, just want to spread a little love to them as well. And I'm just like, that's so sweet. Because y'all know it's me pretty much doing it for my girls. And it's like, I love them. They're the best. And they made me cry so many times. I'm like, the way y'all love me, it keeps pushing me and motivating me. That's nothing motivating. To keep going and keep streaming and putting out content. So, you know, shout out to y'all. Thanks, I love y'all so much.
You guys are making me emotional, I'm not gonna lie. Over here sniffling off screen. But it is crazy how, like, all of our communities can be so supportive of these tiny humans that they will probably not see.
Mm.
Like, my chat, I
Oh.
think, is used to the fact that, I'm gonna be late most streams. I think they're surprised if I'm ever on time. Let's be real. And, this hit me recently. Both of my girls got pretty sick. Like, we got hit with the flu. They were sick for a
Mm.
couple weeks. And what really just touched me was just everybody checking in on them through me, being like, hey, is Tiny okay? Like, how's she doing? How's the fever? And all of that. And just like, it's crazy to me because it's like I've never, met my community face to face, and they care about these tiny little humans that I have, and I just it's very heartwarming to see
Mm. Mm.
everybody.
I had the same
Yeah.
thing recently. My youngest, she got influenza B, and I had to postpone a stream that I had to postpone previously. It was like a fundraiser stream. You know how you do those, or reward. You like you reach your thing, and you're like, I'm gonna do a specific stream. Um, I had to postpone it for the second time, and everyone was like, "No, no, go take care of Kyrie. Like, go. You know." And
Mhm.
it was really heartwarming. They're like, "We get it. We understand." So, and then when I had to make, it's gonna sound weird, but I had to dress up like a bean, and I had to make a bean cake, but it tasted really good actually. Um, but while I was there,
I
I
have
was
questions.
Yeah. Follow-up
I'm
questions.
just going to be the one to say it. I have questions.
my community chose it. We're special.
What goes into a bean cake?
It was black
And
beans
what kind of beef?
actually. It was black
Beef?
beans,
Okay.
and then it was sugar. It's supposed to be like a vegan gluten free.
Chocolate?
Yeah, and it was chocolate,
Yeah,
so it
okay.
was actually really good.
Mm,
Okay.
Yeah, it turned out more
interesting.
like a brownie, but anyway, um,
Okay, sorry.
it was
I that's my fault. I'm sorry. I
no,
just needed
it's
to know.
fine.
No.
No, I know there's
You were like,
questions because you think bean and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what are we doing here?
Originally, though, I had to fight back because originally people were pitching in my community to do a baked bean cake, and I was like, no way, I'm not doing baked beans. um, but they knew that the last stream I was purposely going to do the cooking stream while Kyrie was here, so she could have some of the cake. She was so excited about it. But then I did it, and now she's at her dad's, right? And immediately people were like, just cut some off and freeze it and save it for her. And I was like, oh my God, like how thoughtful everyone is, like how inclusive they are. Like a community that we build here, it almost, I don't know. I'm so grateful for Twitch. It's like an extended family. It's wonderful. So
Can I say, because it's interesting to hear y'all talk about this different perspective. When so I've been a part of a big creators community for like a while. Um, and it was interesting. He also had a kid, and like chat like grew up with that kid and stuff. But then he started creating boundaries of like, you don't have availability to my kid, because it was like the expectation that they were like, that they had relationship with that kid, like access to that kid. I guess that's what the way I need to say it, frame it, is that, oh, where is so and so at? And it's like, I don't know, he's being a kid. Like I'm not, because but it was the way that he crafted it into his stream. But then people were starting, he had to create boundaries because people were expecting, like, okay, well, like, let me into your life, because that parasocial kind of, I think,
Mhm.
happens, where like, okay, well, I now have access to your kid and knowing like what is your kid doing and stuff. So I just like, it is kind of different to hear y'all's perspectives, because that I did come, like, I started seeing that uprise in his community, like, and he's a bigger creator, and and like that parasocial came out with his viewers, and like you don't get access to my kid just because I bring him on stream once or twice.
Yeah.
So do y'all set boundaries, or like what is that, and I'm sorry, like, because it just gets me thinking again. I have a
Yeah.
kind of analyze everything, but like as a social scientist, um but I just wonder, like, because I see that happen with him, and like he had a, people still come in like, oh, how's your kid? And he's like, dude, he's being a kid. Like, he's not like, I'm here as a streamer. So it kind of goes
Yeah.
into what the way I see streaming now too, as well, because of that experience of seeing his, big community kind of jump to have access to his kid.
I do think though,
Yeah.
to like interject, I do think that there is a shift in the energy that happens when you're a smaller streamer versus when you get into
Mhm.
becoming a bigger
Yep.
streamer, because when you're a smaller streamer you get to share more of your life with everyone and have more of those personal interactions and kind of
Hmm.
feel more of that friendly vibe. But the bigger you get, the more you have to close yourself off and separate yourself.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
mean, with me being, I'm only a year in, so like it's very small. I still have a lot of that community that is still tight knit, but I know with more growth comes more, so.
Yep.
And I think it's just going to be
Okay.
a natural transition. There's going to be
Mhm.
those in my
Makes
community
sense.
that have been there from the beginning that, of course, will check in. But I think that'll shift from being a live interaction while streaming to like more of a Discord thing or more of a private thing.
I
Hmm.
No,
think
that's
too with
fair.
that, to piggyback off what you're saying, as a smaller content creator, if that trajectory were to come about, at least for me, I think that I have a good rapport with my community where
Hmm.
if we reached that, those are not questions that they're going to answer. I
Hmm.
think that
Hmm.
we have my community is very, like, we're tight knit, but we're very welcoming to other people. And we
Mhm.
know, okay, this, like, let's just say a massive raid came in, we're not talking about that anymore. You know,
Mhm.
Mhm.
it's a
Yeah.
very quick
Mhm.
shift of topic of what we're doing or whatever the case is. Um,
Mhm.
I think as far as boundaries go as well, like they also, for me, I'm very open. They know what they can ask and what they can't ask me, and what is more of a private question. If it's regarding my child, then what is something that they can ask on
Mhm.
stream?
Mhm.
You know, like my daughter did cheerleading, and my community, they knew that it was going to be at a resort. And they funded the money for us to stay overnight because we weren't going to because it was local. They didn't ask where it was, what we were like, what type of a resort it was, where it was, what place. They no
Mhm.
questions. It was just
Mhm.
go have the night with your child, you know. And even after the fact, it was how was the competition? No looking into it or asking those questions to kind of like let me
Finding
find out
questions.
more information type of deal.
Yeah.
So I think that like Cloud said, like it really is that smaller community versus that massive community. And if
Makes
it's
sense.
going to go into that, personally, I feel like my listen, Hot Mess Express is protective AF. You know, they are just as protective of me as they are my daughter, and that's not something that they're going to stand for if somebody else were to try to infiltrate into that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And with saying that, my community is also protective. The mods, I think that's where having mods, like really good mods,
Mods.
come into play
Mhm.
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 because uh, anytime anybody come in chat and they seem just a little, what do you
Yeah.
say? What is this? They'll either hit me on the side to say, "Hey, are you good? Are you straight? Should we ban them or give them?" Or they'll
Mhm.
just get them up out of there. Or I'll just say, "Can we just escort such and such out the building?" You know, and then they'll be gone, and they'll be gone, and we just keep moving. So I think it
Mm.
is as you get bigger, like because you're gonna have more people who haven't been around and maybe don't know,
Mhm.
or they'll just automatically try to get closer to you. It's these are my boundaries and being straight up with them. Like, hey, I don't like this. Like, I'm not gonna answer that. And if you continue doing this, then you are going to leave, you know?
Mhm.
So just
Mhm.
putting those rules in place and then having your minds have your back and making sure
Yeah.
you're protected in your community because your mods, you should have mods that love you and that are love your family or, love in any sense of the word, but are gonna be like, we're gonna make sure you're straight. So I think that's very valuable in that.
Yeah. I was gonna say, even talking about that, um, I mean, I've had to go ahead and, ban somebody from the community and everything like that, even after being with us for like a few years, and it's just it happens.
Mhm.
And it's not only the fact that like we're just doing this to like, it's not like we're doing this to be mean or anything like that. We're doing this to protect ourselves because
Mhm.
there are people who think that once they get a diamond in your chat or a sword, like
Mhm.
they automatically think like, "Oh, well, now I'm entitled to a lot of things," and that's not it. Especially when it comes to um when we got to protect our kids and everything like that on the internet.
Mhm.
Like you're
Mhm.
just because you get these things doesn't mean that you get to know like every single thing that's going on
Mhm.
behind the scenes. Like it's still
Mhm.
gotta have that boundary, especially when you're growing and everything. And I've had I've had to ban a few people because they feel like they're entitled, and I'm just all
Mhm.
like, "You're not. You're absolutely not entitled to anything." Like,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
a lot of people would get upset because, like, so, like I said, my spouse is military. Well, one of my mods, their spouse is also military, and so we got stationed at the same place. And
That's
so
so
we would
fun.
go yeah, we would go on mod dates with this mermaid's all like, "Hey, it's me." Yeah. And so we go on, like, little, lunch dates and everything like that, and, there would be some people that would just, like, get insanely jealous because I'd be spending this time off camera and everything and offline with them, and I'm just all like, I I'm not gonna tell you where I live. I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but don't come at me thinking that you're able to just um dictate my life on what I need to
Mhm.
be doing. Like if you think I need to be streaming, then that's on you. That's
Mhm.
not a me thing. That's not a me problem. That's a you problem.
Mhm.
Are
Yeah.
you saying that I can't come visit you? Wow.
I never said
That's a
that.
me problem. Dang.
Angie,
No,
I'm
I'm just
literally
kidding.
moving back next to you. So
I
hush
know
up.
that's what I was about to say. You get to be like within one drive
Wait,
if
I'm
I
sorry,
drove
you
all
guys are
day.
gonna be hanging out? How rude. Thanks
That's
for
Yeah.
involving all of us here.
actually we were
Imagine.
gonna seg that into like the mom's trip that we're all going to plan. Because
Right.
we do need, like someone said, emergency AFK. Yeah, that could be like our title for the moms group.
I love
It's
that.
Mhm.
emergency.
Emergency
It's like,
AFK is actually
I
That's what
love
somebody
emergency
said.
AFK.
right.
So
I
Genius.
feel I feel like as a mom and we're just I feel like we're a lot more hyper aware of the parasocial relationships that like try to
mhm,
happen on stream. I mean,
Mhm.
I have also had to ban someone with a diamond, someone with a sword,
Mhm.
and I
Same.
feel like the more I've been streaming for 2 years, and I feel like that boundary is just getting stronger the more I stream and the more the community grows. And at first, like I was always nervous of banning someone, you know. Um
Mhm.
but I feel like now it is just it's a lot easier to protect your peace as well as like your kids because no one is entitled to see your kids or hear about your
oh yeah.
kids.
Yep.
And
Mhm. Are
yeah,
you?
and
Or you,
no,
yeah.
that's true. It
So
is true.
Yeah.
I just have a question because I'll lean into where I'm going with it. But how long has everybody been streaming? Because I hear like 1 year, 2 years.
It'll be in 2 weeks ish. It'll be my 4 years.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Ooh.
So everybody like
3 years.
post COVID kind of.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
Yeah.
okay, I bring this up. The only reason this is why I'm leaning into it is because pre-COVID and post-COVID Twitch is so different.
Yeah.
Um, And so when you talk about all of these experiences, like the way that the relation like I would go in chat and the way that networking was different pre-COVID, it'd be like, "Hey, what's up?" And then people would be like open like, "Hey, what do you stream too?" Like, "Oh, yeah." Like even it's not clout it wasn't like clout chasing. It was just like genuine like, "Oh, you're playing DBD. Ooh, yeah, like I play DBD too." And you would build into like I mean, I met some creators informed relationships just because I was chatting in their stream. They didn't think like, oh, you're self-promoting. Oh my God, that's so weird. And it's so interesting to me to see
That's the
this
way you're
like,
supposed to network, though.
well, but
Mhm.
some creators like don't lean into that. Like sometimes viewers don't know, like, what,
Yeah.
like how you're supposed to really
Yeah,
chat
that's
and
true.
Mhm.
everybody's different and in the parasocial thing I had to learn a little bit like as my content creator journey shifted of like what that meant and like because to me I'm just like I thought we were just like talking and I mean like I get it like streamer doesn't even know me as a person too. So it goes both ways, because the
Mhm.
Mhm.
I had an interaction with someone where they're like, "Oh yeah, I know you." Like a streamer was like, "Oh yeah, I know you." Just because I'm a longtime viewer of you does not mean you know me as a person.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
Mhm.
don't come at me like because you don't know me as well. So, I think it's just very interesting. I'm sorry, I just wanted to know because it's always that like that different
Yeah.
mindset of the platform and how it's evolved.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that we have
Sure.
resources now to be able to educate people coming into
Yes.
this platform of like, hey, this is kind of just some things that you might want to keep in mind, some resources and tools to have as you step into this space.
That's definitely been a
Yeah.
huge help for me being a newer streamer is coming
Mhm,
into it and already being exposed to these types of conversations. What is the
Mhm.
parasocialness and things
mhm,
to look out for? What setting my boundaries. I had all of these expectations and things coming into it already because I joined Twitch when it was still Justin TV back way long ago, and for I was just I was so happy for so many years just to be supportive and be in the community, and I never thought I could stream because I was like I don't have I don't know, I'm too weird and awkward and random. But like thanks to a few of my streamer friends who have been pushing me for many years, they were just like, you can do this, you can do this, you know. So, and it was like the pinnacle of me hitting 40 last year when I was like, you know what? I'm turning 40 this year. I'm just going to do it.
Good.
So,
There you
Yeah.
go.
but like
Nice.
moving into it, we have these conversations, and I think this is why these things are very important. That the just chatting we're having today, because like there's another me out there in chat today who is sitting there thinking, I want to do this, but I don't know. I don't have the tools. Well, here we are having those conversations and hopefully inspiring somebody to like pick up that webcam and get a mic and, you know, just start, you know? So sorry,
I
that was
had
a
Yeah.
someone who
tangent.
messaged me the other
Mhm.
day,
No,
an
do it.
indigenous person, and they were like, "Hey, I'm starting this stream. What are you like? I downloaded OBS. What are your recommendations?" I was like, "Oh my god, that's so cool! Like,
Yeah.
yay!" And also indigenous representation. Let's go. You know, like get
Yay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
you know.
go.
And so, yeah, I think that's really awesome. That thank you all for sharing. Though I know, like, I am kind of going off the track of the questions, but I think it was
There's no track. We're vibing.
okay.
Yeah.
Vibe, please.
This is normal mom conversation. What are you
Yeah.
That's
talking
true.
about?
But I just had this experience the other day because I'm walking in like so many different worlds, like mom world, right? Too, but then like academia world and like this industry world. So like sometimes structured academia comes out like, okay, do we have to be all like, do I need a mask? Do I need to like,
Mm,
yeah. But
mhm.
it's just because I do a lot. But it's been nice
Yeah.
to hang out and vibe and listen to all these moms like doing this content creation and playing games.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
fun, right? Like we're moms and our enjoyment, our like downtime, we're choosing to play video games. Like we're cool for
Yeah.
that. Just remember that we are so cool for this. Look, my cup says so. I'm not a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. Okay.
Yeah. It's
My
so
daughter,
funny.
we were at the hair salon and I was getting my hair cut and everything. And my daughter, I was like, either I can't remember if the stylist asked her or I asked her. I was like, "What does your mom do for work?" And she's like, "She plays video games." And I was like, "But I'm also like a professor. Like, you go straight to like the games."
That's what
Yep.
Because
matters.
it's
I'm
the
so much
fun. It's
more.
the it's the better career for her.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
so. Like, it doesn't
So
matter. I'm over here like doing this other thing. She just cares
Yeah.
about this, I guess.
so I
Yeah.
work in a pre-K and my daughter is in my class. So she
Uh,
knows what I do for work. Okay. And I don't remember what we were like what the theme of the week was, whatever. And we were talking about like what are our parents' jobs. Oh, I think it was community helper week because one of our kids, their dad is a police officer. So then, the kids just want to keep yapping away and well, my mom does this and my mom does that. And my daughter in the classroom that I teach in says, "My mom plays video games for work." What am I doing right now?
Money.
Yeah.
Like, hello?
That job doesn't count. That job does
Like,
not
what?
count. What are you talking about?
No, that's just your hobby.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
my free
Yeah.
time. This
Yeah.
is my actual
You just
job.
get money from that. That's how you fund your actual job, which is playing
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
like
Holly is right. My child is an icon. The things that come out of her mouth are just,
Oh my god.
yep.
I love when my daughter comes home from school and tells me some iconic stuff. Like,
Oh,
oh, like I love hearing how she just like makes her teacher sometimes trip over his own words.
yep.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. My children are not to be messed with. They'll question you and
Oh
challenge your
yeah.
thoughts.
Yep.
Like
oh
Mine
yeah.
and
do.
respectfully,
Mhm.
and I tell them
Mhm.
respectfully, just, like learn those communication skills.
Mhm.
Like but that's I feel like that's important. Again, going back to raising humans, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. I was gonna say, so since me and my daughter we're states apart right now, um what happens is we'll send each other back Instagram reels daily, like hourly if it happens. But it's so funny because there'll be a time where she'll Snapchat me and she'll be like, "Mom, I I gotta tell you some stuff. There's some cheese made that I need to tell you." And so we'll hop on a video call and literally she's just telling me everything that's happening with her friend group and stuff like that. And everybody's all like, "I wish I had a relationship like this with my daughter." And I was like, "This is the relationship that I wanted with my mom,
It's
but
because
I
we're
wanted to
we're
make sure."
bridging.
Yeah, I was like,
Mhm.
I wanted to make sure that I'm this mom to my kids because I want to be able to know everything. I want to know everything that's going on with their life if they're wanting me to, because
Mhm.
I don't want to be that mom that's like, "No, you got to tell me what's going on right now," and stuff. And I'm like, no, I want them to want me, and
Mhm.
now I have Velcro children.
So
Well,
you're like, "Go be your own
Yeah,
person. What are you
yeah,
doing?"
on weekends, I'm all like, "Don't you have friends you can hang out with? Like, why am I stuck on the couch being literally dog piled on by my." I'm like, "I know you guys have friends. What the heck?"
they're like, "But mom, you're my friend."
Best friend. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're their best
She
friend.
she sent me an Instagram last night where it was like the child was this, and it was all like, you know, "You're gonna pay me, right?" And I was like, "What the?" And she was all like, You pay me in matcha." And she was like, "That's why we go to Starbucks all the time." And I was like, "Girl," I was like, "You and your addiction, you just need to go." I was like, "I can't."
I think that's absolutely beautiful. Like, I don't know the other perspectives, but as an indigenous person, like having those generational trauma, right? And like how that you pass down from like the mother pain, the father pain, and what you have experienced, and but then you get to turn around and be the parent that you deserved to your children. I think that's
I'm gonna
wonderful
cry.
and amazing. And
Well, sorry to add, I'm just gonna add to that because one of the things that took away, and I'm gonna relate it to what I heard from one of the she's a photographer, Matika Wilbur, an indigenous photographer, and the boarding school
oh,
era, right?
mm-hmm.
Like kind of
Mhm.
framed a lot of where our parents um had to go and experience, and the way that they were treated in these boarding schools were
Mhm.
very like it shaped their parenting as well, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
one of the
Yeah.
things that she said at a I got to watch her speak at a conference, and one of the things she said was like, one thing that hurts her is like her mom didn't get to be the mom that she could have been because of boarding schools, like,
That's
you know,
Yeah.
kind
absolute.
of.
I
Yeah.
vibe with that. My mom is a boarding school survivor,
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
same.
My mom is too, and she was in one of the Catholic ones as
yeah,
well, so
same.
it was, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
If you don't, and if you don't know, like, the boarding schools that we're talking about, it's very, very important.
oh yes.
It's a big thing that happened in what we call Turtle Island and like the United States and Canada, that happened within indigenous communities. And so these are things that were like up until the 90s. There's still like boarding schools, like, and I'm from Oklahoma, so there's still boarding schools here, but they're federally run by like the Bureau of Indian Affairs. So it's finally getting like Native people to oversee it. But way back when, it was not non-Native people controlling and basically ripping the indigenous identity from
Mhm.
people. So
Mhm.
it was it kind of goes into, as we are trying to heal ourselves, and I think that's across a lot of different, our generation in general,
Mhm.
is that we're healing so we can be better parents to our children. Maybe something that we didn't get, and so, but I think there's so many like, different dynamics that went into that. So I always talk about it like that. As a parent, I've told Sweetie this, like, trying to heal yourself in that moment because of generational trauma, childhood trauma, whatever. I mean, I got a lot of that going on. And so, like, trying to heal and be in that moment is so hard because you're like, I gotta, I gotta go cool down. Let me go cool down here, before, because
Yeah.
I was treated differently as a kid, but let
Mhm.
me treat you differently because I need to, like you don't deserve that. And
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
it's very, at least for me, I don't know if you all, and you can speak on your experiences, but it's very like trying to balance that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So for me, it's trying to be the mom that I would have liked in some moments, you know,
Mhm.
with my girls, trying to teach them emotional intelligence
Mm.
and having
Mhm.
conversations with them. Because even though, they're 10, 11, and even the 3-year-old, they don't know everything, but they know a lot. And
They
so,
don't?
as you know,
They're
but
not, no, 13 going on 30 and stuff.
look,
In that acting
it's so
award.
funny. It's so funny. Quick story, because my oldest, she's playing the flutes. She's in band, and so she had a solo ensemble. And so for it, I'm like, okay, you have to dress up for it. She's like, no, mommy. I'm like, yes, you got to dress up because you're going before a judge. They're going to judge performance. I'm like, okay, you go with this. And so we get there and we see everybody. I'm like, okay, I'm not saying anything. She see her teacher. He was like, you dressed. You're professionally dressed. You did good. And I was like, I'm not gonna say nothing else. I'm just like, "Mm." And so she goes to the judge, and the judge also complimented her outfit. So as we're walking away, she's like, "Mommy," I'm like, "Yes, I'm sorry for saying I didn't need to dress up. You were right." She said, maybe your mom knows just a little bit,
Oh
just a little
no.
bit, just a little bit, I'm like, it's okay, well, so, my baby. Anyways, back to what I was saying.
That made me cry because that's like,
I
oh, the
know,
me
'Cause
moment.
that's
Like,
like,
you did that.
yeah.
yes, yes, and I was like, oh, my baby, you know. But with them, I try to have conversations because, sometimes I get overstimulated and there'd be a lot going on. And so sometimes I don't react in the way I should or I know I should with them. And so I take a moment, I cool down, and then I go back and I talk to them. I'm like, okay, girls, I apologize. And I never just say, I'm sorry. I say, I apologize for this, this, and this. You know,
Mhm.
mommy should not have reacted like this. And I am so sorry, but I just like when y'all start to act like this or do these things, then my nerves start going hand in stuff where I've talked to you about, and then it's at that moment you don't remember to do it or you seem like you're going against it. And so then, mommy just maybe I yelled a lot. And I'm sorry. And they're like, it's okay, mommy. I understand. We were doing a lot at that moment. I'm like, okay, yes. So we have conversations and with streaming, because like they like to play video games. They know some streamers. It's showing them that I want y'all to be able to do stuff that y'all love as well. Showing them that you can do it, whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. It's gonna take work and all of that, but you can do it. And so that's part of being a mom, because my mom, on that hand, is like, girl, what is you doing? You're talking to strangers? Don't talk to strangers. I'm like, I know. Talk to her. I'm like, I know, mom, mom. I know. She's like, okay, but changing that kind of perspective on things because they still don't understand Twitch. They don't understand none of it, and I'm just like, and then my younger generation, they get it more, which is so interesting to me that gap. But yeah.
You gotta get your mom to come on stream with you. So I did that.
Wow.
What did we I don't remember what we did it for. Listen, listen, I'll tell you. My parents were very much the girls don't play video games, girls don't do this,
Mhm.
girls don't do that. I was very separated to what I was allowed to do.
Mm.
I think the only boyish thing that I was allowed was I did taekwondo for years. Um, that was it. Everything else was like, that's not for girls. And so as an adult, like I remember on my 18th birthday, I wanted an Xbox because I wanted to play Madden. Who cares what games I'm playing, right? wasn't allowed to get one. So I took my birthday money on my 18th birthday, got in my car, drove to GameStop, and bought myself an Xbox because you're not going to tell me I'm not going to play video games. I'm 18. But anyway, so when I started streaming, my parents, well, more so my mom, was just like, "What are you doing?" My dad's kind of just like in one ear out the other, right? What are you doing? And then I was invited to a wedding in Northern Ireland for a streamer friend that I had made. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm going. That's awesome. And I ended up flying into England and I met a few other content creators and I stayed with them. And these are all people at this point I had known them, FaceTimed them, Discord called with them. Like I know them, and my mom was having a full conniption. Mind you, I've been overseas by myself
Mhm.
since I was 7 years old. I've been flying overseas by myself. So she was like, this whole big thing. What do you mean you're going to go meet people you've never met before and you don't even do you even I'm like, listen, we're good. And so anyway, um one of my mods, one of my best friends, Taylor, actually came to stay with me for a weekend, and so like my mom got to meet her in person, and that was the first Twitch friend that my mom got to meet, and she was still skeptical on it, but they got along, whatever. So we did it as a goal for something, and my mom actually came onto stream one day, and I was so great. I don't think I've ever been more proud of my community for just really showcasing what streaming is. And we
Mm.
just sat and did like a little Q&A type of thing, but they really just I don't like it. I don't like being complimented. It's just not my thing. I hate it. And I let it go for that day, but they were just so kind in the words that they said, and how streams have helped them in their personal lives and things like that. And I will tell you that my mom left here and immediately sent me like paragraph text message about how grateful she was that she got to sit back here with me and experience everything from this side. How she can understand maybe not why I like playing video games, but why I enjoy streaming so much. She like raved on about like specific people in the community and all these things. So it broke that little barrier that I have had with my parents for so long, that they didn't get me, and that's fine. Um, but yeah, have your parents come on stream with you. Seriously, I
I,
was shocked. And now after that, she will ask me, "How is so and so doing?" or "How is stream?" or "What's your upcoming big streams?" and like wants to know more about it. And I'm like, "Who even are you?"
Hey, where did my mom go?
Yeah, like who
yeah.
what?
Speaking of that, it was funny. I actually so I started streaming in my parents' house while my husband was deployed. And so they kind of knew what was going on. They, it was frowned upon at the time and everything like that. But when they realized how much traction I guess I was getting and everything, um they kinda changed their mood about it, but when I got partner, the first person that I wanted to tell wasn't my parents. It was my daughter. And so I was all like, I mean, of course, my spouse too, but I mean, mostly my daughter. I was all like, because the way that me and my daughter, we would celebrate, like, my boys, like, obviously, they're proud of me as well, but it's the fact that, like, me and my daughter, we would go out to, like, hot pot or
Mm.
Korean barbecue or something of that, and then we would have boba and stuff, and it's just, like, one of the things that is, like, our thing, so I was like, it's whenever she has an accomplishment, that's what we do. So I was all like, "It's my
Oh,
accomplishment, I wanna do that with you so we can finally do it."
I
So,
love
Oh.
that.
yeah, that
I love that.
I feel like our kids could be like our biggest cheerleaders. And I feel like that
Yeah.
really like defines like this generation versus like kind of like how like our parents may have like brought us up. And I feel like it could be hard to like try and break the generational trauma type of thing. I feel like there's a lot of pressure with that with us as moms now.
Mhm.
And something that like I feel like I didn't get as as a child growing up was being a part of like my parents like work lives or just like outside lives, being able to hear about that. I love it when my kids like ask me how was stream, how many
Yeah.
subs did you get, how many followers. Like my oldest yesterday was just like, can I write a heart next to all their names because I have like a little sub board.
Aw.
And I agree. I think, like, any kind of, like, big achievement I make in stream, I wanna tell my kids about it because they're just, like, the best little cheerleaders, and
Mhm.
they hold no judgment,
Yes.
you know what I mean? And they're there for the vibes, and they're there to
Yeah.
cheer you on, and I absolutely love that. Makes me feel like I maybe did something a little right there.
Right.
Right? Yeah. I thought it
Yes,
was
Whoever
I
said
hilarious.
was saying.
Earlier, whoever was talking about the plushies and stuff, I have I have this in front of me because my daughter wanted this, and now I somehow have it. And she's like, "Here, you can have it in your setup." And there's artwork of hers and stuff. But I love that you all have that same kind of how your kids like do that thing too. So it makes me
Yeah.
feel
Yeah,
like, wow,
yeah.
okay.
Well,
Now, I will say I get a tiny bit of judgment. Like if I playing a scary game
Ooh.
or I lose something, they be like, "Now, mommy, how could that happen?" I was like, "Wait, I was scared. I wasn't scary." I was like, "Oh, okay, I want to be safe." Just the tiniest bit of judgment,
no.
tiniest thing.
they're
Rude.
calling you
Ow!
scary.
Hey, mommy, ouch!
There's some scary games. But
I
yeah,
was
no,
like, "That's scary." Okay, mommy.
yeah, I feel you. My
I
daughter's a horror fan, so
I've had instances where my
Mhm.
daughter will ask to this is also another boundary thing too. Like I'm like I my streams are 18 plus. So like
Mhm.
just because I'm a mom doesn't mean that like my content is going to be shifted. I mean there's times where like I definitely have PG content, right? But like
Mhm.
when my daughter is like, "Oh my gosh, you're streaming," or "Can I watch your last VOD?" I'm like, "No."
Let's skip that one.
I literally have a disclaimer and I say I may be friendly and I may have a family, but that does not mean that we are family friendly here as we are 18
Yeah.
plus because chat likes to get sus.
Yep.
Is
Yep.
literally my that's
That's
my elevator
amazing.
pitch.
I love that.
Literally thought of you. I was like,
I know.
I just hear
Andy's heard
sweetest
this
little
a
thing.
lot.
I love that because when we got into the Discord call earlier, that's literally just said like I have a hoodie that says "F bomb kind of mom." And I was like, oh, maybe I'll wear that today because like I was gonna throw on like a mom shirt. I was like, yeah, whatever. But I was saying that before. Like I work in a pre-K. I am full time mom. When I sit down at this computer, the last thing I want to do is filter myself. I
Yeah,
filter
Yeah.
myself however many hours throughout the day. When I'm sitting here, no thank you. Like I just want to be me and have fun and we can get very unhinged sometimes and it's a great laugh and it's a good time, but I this is the one time that I get to be unapologetically me and
Mhm.
I'm embracing that.
Mhm.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Nobody
Like
look
my
at chat because the mods will call me out.
uh, uh, you're reading.
I'm low key reading and I'm like, "Mhm. Mhm."
Yeah.
And I'm over here like, who's talking about
Yeah.
We'll blame chat still. That's what we do anyway, right?
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
It's
Absolutely.
all them.
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I'm not.
Especially the
Always chat.
mods. My goodness, those mods. Oof, they're the sussiest ones of
Oh
all of
Lord.
them.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. There's the number of times my mods will make a quote of me, and it's completely out of context. It's just like, see,
Look,
there's
Yep,
one of my mods
yep,
is hiding.
yep.
I got that number 75 quote. It's like, now when did I say this? What?
The way that you can go back on your clips in like just the out of pocket stuff, I swear it is
Yeah.
just like
Mhm.
I have to
I was like,
filter
I would never
like
say
yeah. It's like, well, who clipped that out of context?
Y'all have to ever give your mods like the mom voice or like somebody in the
this.
community like and you give them that face
Mm.
like we were talking about when we before we started and they're like, "Oh, they're giving me the mom face."
I
My
I
bad,
can't do that
she's
to
so
them. They like that. And I'm all like, no, stop.
Oh, it depends on which phase because you have like the fun one, but then you have the serious one. If I give the serious one, they know that they're like you're
Oh,
on the edge there.
I do the super low key seriousness. If like anything that's on stream, the face, it's like they're all like, oh, they're Cloud's just being funny and playing along. As soon as I DM them in Discord, I'm like, stop, and like, oh, that's the mom face on my end.
Mhm.
I love that my
Like I
mods are
just
laughing right now. They know
Yeah.
the mom
I
voice, the mom face. They're like, "Oh, she's got the mom face out."
One of my mods just said, "How often you roll your eyes at your mods?" And I just want to be like, every time you type in the chat, every single time.
Every single time. How many miles are in chat? That's how
Okay, so I am a very big mental health advocate, and I found this question, and I really wanted to touch on it because I think it's very important. Where as we're content creators, and this is our job, whether it's a full time job or a part time job. Realistically speaking, even if you stream part time, you're still working full time hours between all the behind the scene things. And if you're also working a full time job on top of that, as well as being a mom on top of that, it is mentally draining. So, what do you do to take care of your mental health? What's your self care routine like? If you can have, let me rephrase it here. If you can have an hour, a designated hour, no children, no nothing around that you can use to take care of yourself, how are you doing it?
I'm sleeping.
I was gonna say a nap.
that was the answer.
Yep.
That was
Okay,
the
Yep.
you can't say sleep.
answer. What? Uh,
No
fantastic.
sleeping.
Sleep. Oh no. Uh,
Oh my goodness. I
uh,
go
I
I think
yeah, I was gonna say honestly it's sleep, but most of the time I'll actually if it's an hour to myself, I will definitely like take a nice hot shower and do my skincare routine because
mm,
honestly, like an extra face mask too on top of that. And then probably like disassociate while I'm in front of the TV.
Yes.
High
Yes.
see,
praise, skincare.
I love
Skincare,
that
I know.
everybody can take naps because I just
love
my
a
my
nap.
brain, like, even if I lay down, I can't turn it off. I have to really, like, be really tired. The other night, or the other day, I did take a nap and it felt beautifully, but it was because I didn't sleep well the night before. But Sweetie can tell you that I'm very strict on my 10 o'clock. I am going to bed, like, 8:30. Everybody knows from the
I
Latin
make a
guild and
joke.
stuff, they're like, "Oh, and Grandma Angie's about to get ready for bed." Like, y'all leave me alone. Like, I I got so much energy I gotta, like, disperse throughout the day that, I gotta reserve it. But, like, the mental
Yeah.
health, and that's, like, all of that is, like, trying to find that balance, and I say that, and I'm so sorry. Okay, I kinda apologize because 'cause I'm working kind of as I'm doing this. Because again, I got an email that I need to get this out by Monday. So,
You
again, that
do.
balance of
Multitasking.
Mhm.
yeah, like,
Very multitasking.
I'm also a small business owner, and so I'm trying to get my business up and going, and so, like, I think somebody mentioned about that balance and being a that mom guilt. Mine is my career that, I have to figure out how do I grow my career, but also, have that balance with being a mom and that mom guilt and not having it. I literally went, I remember one time I went and met up with some URL. I like how y'all call that URL friends. And it was my first time I left my daughter, and I breastfed her for like a couple of years, which I kind of have breastfed like off cam. Like I like turned off, cam and stuff and how to use like my pump and everything. But again, going back to the understanding and stuff. But it was like I went on this trip and I cried for like a while because I missed, especially her, like, and then he was a little bit older, so he kind of understood, but like that mom guilt. And then in the past couple of years, as I've been speaking all over across the country, like going away on trips and stuff, it's been a difficult transition to balance that career and mom life. And so yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Moms
I
are
think
warriors.
For real.
Mhm.
For real.
yes,
Uh,
For real.
yes.
but to answer the question about mental health in an hour thing, uh,
You have an hour to yourself for self-care. What are you doing other than sleeping?
I would
You get all the money. No, sorry.
yeah. Do
Yeah,
we have
sure.
free money too?
Idealistically, what are you doing for 1 hour? That's all
I'm
you get by yourself.
I'm going to go eat Korean hot pot by myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love a self
Mhm.
you
date.
so real for
Ooh,
that because
to go eat ramen by myself. Have you ever went and saw a movie by yourself?
Yes, that's
Yes,
so nice
yes.
Yes,
too.
yes.
I've thought
Yeah.
about doing
Uh,
that, just like
it's
while they're at school.
fantastic.
I'm like, you know what? I'm just
should,
gonna go find a time and just go
should.
watch a movie by myself.
Like I'll put an
Yes.
audio book on, go eat some food and just like zone out, watch a movie by myself. Have date yourself. Have a date with
Yes.
yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yes.
wake up early to drink my coffee before everybody else gets up. I don't know if anybody else does that, but it's like I will watch my shows that I need to catch up on at like 6 a.m. Again, sweetie, see, this is why I'm usually up by the time you're talking about 7 a.m.
I
because what time is it for you?
the I don't know. 7 AM is 2 AM for me.
Mm.
Yeah, 7 AM is 2 AM for me.
No, no, I meant like your
No, what
what
time
time
is it
is it for
now?
you? Yeah.
Oh, it's about to be 9 AM.
And she's
Oh
Sweetie
wow.
is like dragging it because she was like, I have to be up at 7 a.m.
No, I can't.
You're doing so well for just waking up before this, to be
You
fair.
really are.
Like you're doing
Mhm.
9 a.m.
if we didn't say anything just now, nobody in the chat would have known. Well, I
I
mean
don't
Sorry,
maybe
know. I
some
sweetie.
don't
mods,
think I could
but
put it
Yeah,
past my own chat. They're like, I know how early it is for you.
exactly. Ari knows. Go take a nap.
uh,
Uh,
for me,
sure,
I
anybody
would
else want
say
to give what they're doing?
on my break, I went because I rarely get to go out just by myself, and then
mhm.
rarely get to go out eat by myself. So I went to go get Mexican, and I had tried all the different margaritas, and I was like, "This is the best, the absolute best." And so that's what I would do. I was like, "Oh, I don't have to worry about ordering for them, making sure they're okay." I was like, "Are you good?" Are them fighting over the little tablet thing that they usually have on the
Mhm.
table somewhere not. I said, "I'm
I
just
hate
here.
those
It's just
things.
my thoughts."
I
Oh, I'm by
do
myself.
too.
Like, I don't have to think. Are they okay? I was like, "Oh, so getting more margaritas. That would be what I would do for hours."
I'd get myself a little sweet treat and then open a good book. I'm a reader, so
Oh.
I can immerse myself in a
Oh.
book
Mhm.
for a long time if I could.
That was going to be part
Okay.
of my answer. I am obsessed with like the ambiance videos on YouTube.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
I just throw one of those on. I just got a projector for in my bedroom.
Ooh,
So
cool.
throw that all against the wall, lay down, light a candle, and just be cozy and read with
Yes.
no distractions. No, mama, 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 I'm hungry. I want a snack. Can I have a snack? Can I have a drink? None of that. Just Um, are there any other ways that you guys note that you take care of like your own mental health, not in just like that 1 hour time frame, but just in general? Because like I said before, we work 2 to 3 full-time jobs just content creating and being a mom alone. And then if you have an act like I say actual, this is a job, but you know what I mean. If you have another full-time job outside of this, like what do you do to protect your mental health? Whether it's the streaming capacity of it, the mom capacity of it, the work capacity of
Therapy.
And therapy,
I was
yes.
gonna
Mhm.
I
say.
would I'd add to that for like a spiritual like I that's what I was doing before this was like smudging
Oh,
just a little bit just to kind of, dip back into like it helps ground myself and there was like also some recent research which I come from like a lot of things that we've practiced in my cultural which I'm Chickasaw Choctaw Mississippi Choctaw and Mexican. So in my cultural in one of them we like smudge and all that stuff and so I kind of try to practice that to help again with that mental health just that balance. There's a really good book, it's like the seven circles of wellness and it just when you talk about mental health I just think of all these different things because in indigenous culture we have this medicine wheel too, in some indigenous communities that look at that your physical your mental all because it's all connected and so like, I can't there has to be, like maybe sometimes mental health is a little much, but what can we do for that physical health to balance it? Like, you have to find that balance. So whenever I think of mental health, I also think of all those other different components that go with it that you have to figure out how do you balance that with it. So I will also was hibernating, but now I'm trying to get back outside more as it's like cooling off. Now, I mean, today's like 93 degrees. It jumped up. It missed like spring's gone, I guess.
my God.
But I try to like go outside and, be in nature and do walks and jogs and stuff. So, and then somebody mentioned like skincare routine. Washing my face at morning and night really helps with grounding me.
Um, I'll actually I'll watch a movie that I know will make me cry so that I can have a good cry. Cause sometimes I'll just need to release the emotions because
it.
I'm one of those people that I'll bottle it up, bottle it up, bottle up until it explodes. And I don't like that. Um, and so in therapy, we've been talking about how like maybe I should just make it to where it's kind of like a weekly thing where I'll watch a movie that I know will make me sad. Like I'm not gonna lie, Armageddon, I cry every time.
So
Um
I'ma fall asleep.
Doesn't
and
miss you, baby.
literally, oh my gosh. And so just getting that release of emotions is really nice for me because it like puts a weight off of my chest and everything. So I don't know. That's just something that I do that I feel like is really nice whenever it comes to just keeping my mental health at a nice grounded even level. And
You
I'm
have
not
to release
feeling
them. Yeah.
overwhelmed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
that, you're gonna get so overwhelmed that they're gonna release whether you want them
Yeah.
to or not. You might as well let them release in a safe, I'm ready for it mindset.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
My therapist once told me that when you bottle things up, and they did this really cool imagery for me. They were like, so say you have a like a closet, right? And you just keep stuffing things into the closet. Eventually, the closet is going to get so jam packed that it's just going to pop off its hinge and everything's just going to fall out all at once, you know? And like, so it's either you have those moments and you take a little bit of that out of the closet and you process it so that it doesn't overfill because you don't even know when the hinge is going to pop off and it's going to spill everywhere. You could be anywhere and it's going to make a huge mess not only for you but for those around you. So feeling is a big thing. And to
I like
piggyback
that analogy.
Yeah, to piggyback off that too, I'm autistic and ADHD, so I have a little bit of I don't know if there's a term called alexithymia, and I have a hard time identifying and knowing what emotions I'm feeling in the moment. It's like processing in the moment. So
Mhm.
like I don't know when I'm hurt right away, and it could take me days, weeks, or even years to realize I was hurt or I was angry. So with you saying that you watch sad movies or things that make you cry, I do that as well. I'll watch something sad purposely because like I don't know that I'm what I'm carrying with me in, but I do feel like
Mhm.
a heaviness or something. So if I watch something, then I really start crying and I'm like, man, I'm really I'm really crying about this scene, you know? And
Yeah. No, and I mean, I'm autistic as well, so that's why my therapist has pointed that out. So they're like, "You should do this at least, like, once a week to just kinda regulate your emotions."
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Go autistic moms.
Woo!
We love the neurospicy.
Mm.
Um,
Um,
I want to piggyback really quick. I'm so sorry. What are y'all's go-to cry movies? Because I love knowing other people's go-to cry movies so then I can cry more. So for real. So mine is Me Before You. It is a book that
Ugh,
was written by Jojo Myers,
Wait.
but it's with oh my gosh, Amelia Clark
Ah, yes,
yeah.
and
that man
I
from
can't
Hunger
remember
Games.
his name. But that
Sam
movie
Claflin?
never ever fails to make me ugly cry. Like I'm not talking just like, oh,
Absolutely.
it's so sad. No, I mean like full blown sobbing,
Mhm.
face is pale and blotchy and red, and I don't want to take a picture of myself because holy moly, this is not cute. Um,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
yeah. So that's my go-to.
A Fault in
That's a
Their
really good
Stars.
Oh,
Mm,
Oh.
Yeah,
mhm.
that one gets me.
love that book was fantastic.
It was. And I cried at that book too.
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
one.
I'm still stunned that like because I cry without movies. So
Proud, proud of you.
like I'll just cry in the shower because I'm just like I gotta let it out, you know. So I can turn it off and turn it back on. At
remember we were
times
talking
like
about your daughter doing that earlier?
it's great that
I think we
sometimes
just went full circle.
yeah, yeah, I think that she's learning too much. No, I'm just kidding. But I
She
will say
inherited
some
that.
movies that will trigger it is like La Bamba and Selena, some
Oh,
very
Ooh.
moving parts, mm, some emotional parts in those videos at the end that just mm, and they're based on true stories, so it's just like on top of that,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So those are definitely it.
I
Yeah.
don't
You
necessarily have
guys
a cry movie
mm,
because I can just cry
Yeah,
from
see?
any
Yeah,
movie.
yeah. Just
That's
So I don't.
good.
I
yeah.
just I try to avoid movies that make me cry because I cry so much just on a regular. I
it's
don't.
not like I
Do
wanna
you
dry out.
you ever know
Yeah.
that you're about to, like, start? You're like, "Oh, man, I'm in that
Mhm.
emotional
Yes.
state." Like, I'm
Yes.
no, I'm a baddie, I'm strong. I
Yeah,
must be
like, you
starting
gotta
soon.
hype yourself up again.
That's what I said. Don't be nice to me. I said, please just don't. I'm emotional right now. I'm sensitive. Be mean. They're like, more nice things. I'm like, y'all, this is not helping. Now I'm crying on stream and my nose get red. Like, I don't
Mhm.
have a specific cry movie.
No, same. I
Yeah.
don't have a movie, but an emotionally devastating book I will 100% do if I feel the need to cry.
Ooh,
Mm,
Mhm.
what is it?
yeah.
Which book?
There's one that came to mind. It's called The Last Letter by Rebecca
Rebecca
Yarros.
Yarros.
Yeah. Mhm. It's
I'm
like
like refusing
sometimes,
to read that book because I've heard it's going to destroy me.
yeah, it might. But like in the best way.
Oh,
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, mine's Armageddon, and it's just
Mhm.
because, I do have a good relationship with my dad, but also he wasn't really around either because he was military as well. So seeing what I see at the end of Armageddon just makes me think of all those deployments that and everything, and so I just like, yeah, I just go full on balling, and now I think of my kids while they're watching it, and I'm all like, "Oh my god." So I'm really glad that Mr. Sweetie is about to retire from the military, and he ain't gotta deal with that shit no more. Cause fuck that.
Yeah. There's also scenes too, because like there's scenes in any movie. If there's any movie where there's any harm that's done to like a child or like there's
Mm,
separation of like a
Mm,
mom and a daughter, I'm like, it
Yeah.
gets
yep.
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
In
Ugh.
books for me too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will struggle through books if there is any child involvement.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I will say the
I'm
other
surprised we
one.
didn't.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm surprised we didn't talk about the movie of, but he's not wearing his glasses.
Oh my
Oh
gosh,
I
my
know. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Why?
I'm
uh,
sorry.
Why would you
I'm
bring
sorry.
that up
I
right
know.
now?
You just
uh,
attacked an
No,
entire generation by saying those words.
did.
it's okay. The ads are on. Nobody heard it.
We were
Nobody.
okay. We were okay with that behind us. We were like living our lives. Now it's all in the forefront of
Yeah.
our minds.
Here's another one for me, and it's such I love this movie so much, and I play it. It's a Disney movie, and I play it all the time for the kids at school. But one part happens, and every time it's like one of those feel like you feel it in your throat type of crying, like that choking up, and that's Encanto.
Oh.
Every
Mm.
single time, oh, that she gets the doorknob at the end of the movie, and they say, "We made this one for you." Instantly, like, I feel it everywhere in my body.
Look, Coco is that one for me.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Coco is
Mm.
like when they start singing "Remember Me" at the end, and you find out it's
Um,
Mama Coco. I was like, oh, what is this movie for children?
So, fun fact, that's, like, the one Disney movie I haven't seen.
Oh, you should watch it. You
You
watch
gotta
it in
watch it.
Definitely.
during near Dia de los Muertos, which was that
Yeah.
sorry, I'm gonna nerd out. Can I nerd out for a second about
Yeah,
that?
go.
Yes.
They tried to take the Dia de los Muertos and like copyright that. And they were like, you can't do what? This is
What?
a
What?
Disney
cultural
did?
like there's a whole
Yeah.
Oh,
like
Yeah.
backstory with
That's
that. And
crazy.
so
Jeez.
definitely I would look in, watch it though. It's really good because they came back and was like, you
really?
know what, let's work with the community, obviously. But it's
Imagine.
that Encanto was really tough for me because it also like it's a cultural thing. Um like the layers of the sisters and stuff.
Mhm.
I'm the youngest of 5. I got 3 older sisters. So, um that hit me hard and it was a lot of representation. I guess that's what I should say.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I grew up in a Hispanic family, and that grandmother, granddaughter relationship really hit home for me, really hit home. So 100%. No, the reason I haven't seen Coco is it came out shortly after my grandfather passed away. And I
Mm.
knew the premise of all of that
Yeah,
being in there. And I was like, I can't do it. And so I just haven't yet.
Mm.
yeah. And
That's
Yeah.
you're
fair.
gonna stop. Yeah.
Well, thanks for that boost of
No, no,
confidence.
yeah. Just be ready. Just be ready with
Yeah.
the
Just be ready.
Kleenex and get ready to cry it out, you know?
You'll feel it right here in your chest. Oh, it's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
Well,
Netflix
thanks.
came
I'm
out
so excited.
with a movie called Over the Moon, and I made the mistake of watching that before flying out to California for my grandmother's funeral. And it was like the whole premises of the movie. I was like, "Oh my gosh." I was like, "This is so cute." And then it was like one of those Disney moments where it's just all like, "And now you're gonna cry." And it's all like, "Oh, okay." And I'm just sitting there bawling my eyes out. And my spouse comes in and they're like, "What happened?" And I was all like, "It's just such a cute movie. I just couldn't stop." And my
Don't you
kids
love
are
when they
right
make
next to me
kids
like,
movies for adults
yeah.
to cry?
You know, it's
'Cause
for
my
us. I mean, they
Yeah.
yeah,
for us.
'cause my kids are dried-eyed and they're just all like, "Are
Goes
you
way over
good,
their
mom?"
head.
You
Like,
okay?
I mean, look
Oh,
at our
somebody just
cartoons that we
said
grew up with, though.
Yeah.
The Fox and the Hound every
Oh.
time.
Oh.
When she is
Yeah.
driving
Uh,
away, oh,
uh, I haven't watched that
Oh.
Yeah, that
like,
one's
for a
how do you
sad.
reason.
just leave your baby like that? I couldn't do
Yeah,
No.
it.
my
If
goodness.
there's ever a sad part in a movie, my youngest is just like, "Oh, oh, mom's gonna cry. Watch, mom's gonna cry." I'm like, "Stop it."
My youngest straight up, whenever there's anything sad, she straight up will stand up and be like, "I'm done watching this movie," and she'll like leave. Like, I'm done. Like,
Oh my
okay.
I thought it was cute. I saw my son cry at one movie. I'm trying to think of what it is. We saw it in theaters. Oh, it was like in the past couple of years, but I saw him crying. I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
let
so
it out, let it out."
I say I traumatized. It wasn't that bad, but I'm very big on showing my kiddos at school like classics. You need to learn the classics because they're just so important. We did Pets Week, and I showed them Homeward Bound
Oh.
because if I went through the trauma, you have to go through the trauma too. But this I think this was the first time my daughter
Dang.
ever cried during a movie. I don't think I've ever seen her cry
Oh.
like and really feel it, but it wasn't where you would think it was. So it was when the pets are all by the river and they go to cross, and the cat, I can't remember their names right now, but the cat's like, I'm not going across this because I'm a cat. I don't like water. I'm going to go down
Mhm.
here where there's the stepping stones. And then the cat falls in. One of the
Mm.
kiddos in my class laughed when the cat fell in. And my daughter stood up hysterical. That's not funny. And I was just like, I'm cleaning, like I'm mopping the floors. They've got their little movie theater style setup going. And I'm like, what's like, what do you mean? And
Mhm.
she was her and her best friend both sobbing tears. They're laughing because the cat fell in the water. And if my cat fell in the water, she would be so mad. Like it was
No.
full emotion. And I was like,
Oh, big
you know what?
feeling.
This is a great
Yeah.
teaching moment now. I said,
Mhm.
you guys, it's really not that funny because not cats don't know how to swim the same way that dogs do, the same way that you guys didn't all know how to swim when you first learned. And if you fell into the water, you wouldn't be very happy about it either. And then they were like, oh yeah, Miss Melanie, you're right. And we're sorry, Scarlett. It was a really cute, like full circle moment. But that was the first time she's ever cried at a movie. I mean, she's
Aw.
5, but
Yeah. Somebody mentioned
Yeah.
in chat The Land Before Time being another really sad
oh,
one. And
Oh.
I immediately remember the oh, yes. Yeah,
Oh,
that one's so
yeah.
I've
sad.
also showed my kiddos that movie too.
Oh.
It's called listen, it's a cultural experience. You have to.
You have to.
I was
If I
gonna
You
had
just
the
have
will
to.
to it.
yeah.
I show them good movies too. I just feel like it's a rite of passage.
I was gonna say my kids wanted to watch the new Anaconda movie when it came out last year, and I was over there back in Texas because my dad had gotten rotator cuff surgery, so I was taking care of him and the ranch and kind of taking my kids off their hands on weekends and stuff because I was all like, they're my kids. I was like, Monday through Friday, I'll take care of my dad, but on the weekends, me and my kids were going out of the house. Sorry, bye. But they wanted to really watch it, and I was like, okay. I was like, but on one condition. I was like, we go to watch it, but you have to watch the first one. You got to
Oh,
watch the original.
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was all like, you can't go until you watch this movie with me." And it was so funny because they were like, "Oh my god," they're like, "It's so fake and blah 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 blah." And I was like, "Yeah, this one is. This one is." I was like, "Of course you can tell that the snake is fake." And
Yeah. You gotta know
that
the source
that's
material before you
strange.
watch the yeah.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
so it was so funny because when we went to go see it, my youngest was all like, "Can I sit on your lap?" I was all
Oh.
like, "Yeah." He didn't even get scared that much, but there was just, like, the jumps. He was
Mhm.
just and I was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Do you wanna leave?" And he's all like, "No." He was like, I can." He was like, It's good." He was like, "It just it was just the jump." And I was just like, "Okay."
Oh, wait, sorry. I have one more sad movie that just came to mind. Um, I don't know if you know about this one, but it always when it gets to the end of this movie, I bawl every time, and it's called Smoke Signals. Um, but like there's a scene at the end of the movie where like it kind of wraps up the theme of it. It's an indigenous made movie, indigenous actors, and so it hits a lot of like those cultural things and like reservation life and things and like the relationship with your parents and your dad and things like that. So at the end, like just the way he summarizes it, like I cry every time. So that one is big feels for me as well.
Soon as you said about the dad, all I thought of was, "Hey, Victor."
Sorry about your dad.
Yeah.
You want another indigenous film that makes you cry? Have you seen Resball?
No.
No.
It's on Netflix. That one will make you
Okay.
cry so hard. Just it's very tough and emotional.
Hmm.
So
Good. I'll save that in my pocket for when I need to
also
release.
cried on like The Sinners. That was a movie that made me
I need to
cry.
see that.
Um
I
yeah,
was just telling, my kids that I wanted to see that one.
yeah. That one's a good one. Killers of the Flower Moon
Ooh,
is a
yeah.
good one.
That one's good.
Went from dinner or Disney to a lot of
Yeah.
other movies, but sorry to make that transition.
It's okay. To
Disney
be fair,
puts
we
that
started
trauma
with them
twist, though.
allegedly, yeah.
Yeah.
Just blame Disney.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I blame Disney for a lot.
Oh,
Alright,
someone
let's
said,
see.
Boy in the Striped Pajamas. Yes, that one's a sad one too.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Mhm.
That
yes.
Yeah.
was so sad. Uh, fun fact on that, as we're talking about mom, and we can transition to the next question, but, like, my kids, so in our house that we had a few years ago, my kid would go always to the back of the yard, and he'd take some of his toys and go back there, and I'm like, "What is he doing? Like, why is he taking his random toys and running back?" We couldn't really see him. There's like a tree. There was like a bush tree, and so he'd
Mhm.
just go back there and just like stand back there. And I'm like, "What is he doing? Like this whole time?" Well, come to realize he's talking to this other kid through the fence.
Aw.
And it was like they were, like, literally, like, a couple of months apart, and me and the mom actually she's really cool, like, we bonded over there was a podcast I used to listen to called, My Favorite Murder, and so we, like, had that, in common and so it was, just interesting that, he started making that friend and yeah, it just, kind of as we were talking about, being a mom, it was just like, "Oh, cool. Now he has a play date." We would just, like, pick up the children and, put them over the fence.
Throw 'em over.
Like,
And
"Go
I used to
play."
listen to My Favorite Murder
Yeah.
also.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I haven't
Not
listened in a
3
long
times when
time.
you wanna
Me
come home.
either.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, "Hey, you need to entertain them, fine." And now my neighbor across there's not a lot of kids that live over here, like, that used to from our other house, but my neighbor across the street, we're good friends, so she'll be like, "Hey, can her daughter play with my kid?" And I'm like, "Sure, they can entertain each other."
Mhm.
Somebody in chat just said A Dog's Way Home. That is another thing that will always get me in movies is stuff with animals, like dogs or cats. will
Yeah,
instantly make me cry.
Oh.
I have to this day avoided Marley and Me because I know
I
that it
still have
will
not
make me
watched that
cry.
either.
Hmm.
Mm.
It is a good movie, though. It is.
Oh, All Dogs Go to Heaven
Oh.
is so sad,
Oh.
but it is even more sad because of the real life things that happened while that movie was being made.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's yeah. All right, I'm gonna move on to the next one. What is something you wish people understood about mom burnout?
Oh, uh, I mean, I don't. A lot of people have different language love languages. And sorry if I stutter. I have a stutter. I should have said that at the beginning of stream. So if I stumble over words, I'm sorry. Um, uh, the getting touched out, I can't stand it.
Oh, getting touched out. Yes.
I Yeah, I can only be touched for so long, and that's including literally everybody. It does not matter what you are to me. If once I hit that limit, I'm done. So, when I was talking about my kids dogpiling on me earlier, like, I literally have to be not touched that whole day so that they can actually lay on me and be next to me and stuff, because if not, then I get very, like, "Please get the F off
Mhm.
me. I do not want this right now."
Yep.
And it's not that I don't love them, because I obviously you gotta reassure them that you love them still. It's just the fact that, like, I can't have body heat next to me at all. I can't do it. And um I've gotten judged in mom groups before because they're like, "How could you not? Like, your kid wants to hug you and da
Same.
da 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 da." And it's just all like, obviously, you don't understand, so I can't talk to you about it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mhm.
But, yeah, the getting touched out, and so I I got to thankfully, teach them about, like, mom has a cuddle limit, and it's not that I don't love you, it's just the fact that mommy can't handle too much of physical contact just because that's just how mommy is. And thankfully, my kids understood growing up and whatnot, so they'll ask beforehand, "Are you touched out today?" or anything, and it's it's nice because I it's what we now in our household, ask each other is, like, if we're touched out, like, "Can I touch you?" and, like, "Is that okay?" Like, if I give you a hug and stuff, and it's nice.
I feel like that is one thing that, like, is something that I don't feel like a lot of people that are, like, on the outside don't fully understand is how overstimulating it can be to just be a mom 24/7. And
Mm.
and being touched out, like, there are times where just, like, sometimes all I can think about when I'm in, like, that overstimulated kind of, phase is just, like, kids trying to hug me and touch me and, like, just running around. That, I come to a point where I'm like, "Okay, I need a minute. I need to go to a dark, quiet room for a minute and just try to, like, find my center again." Um, and it is nice to hear with everybody sharing their stories that, like, I'm not the only one experiencing that, and I feel like, it's a good thing for us moms to talk about because, like, it is reality. Like, we can't always be putting on, like, that happy smile face constantly, and it is okay to feel overstimulated, and it is okay to take that time for yourself and take a step back and, feel human again for a minute and then come back, you know?
Mhm. Mhm. I mean, there is an aspect too, and I think this also goes beyond just being like I think it's shared between outside of the neuro spicy community as well, because like it's known that neuro spicy people tend to mask, but like they're
Mhm.
masks or hats we wear as moms, as streamers, as people working, etc. Right? It gets exhausting. So like there's a point where you get so much of like it feels heavy, I guess, and then it just keeps piling on. So having the space to be able to step back a little bit, take off that mask, take off that weight, and just breathe, so that you can replenish that energy again is a huge thing.
Mhm.
I'm going to touch back to what Sweetie was saying before. So I also get very overstimulated by touch. It is my lowest level love language. I would prefer to not ever be touched. Um, and I have actually gotten belittled in my own classroom by a third party behavioral health technician, which is, I'm making it a point to say their job title because it was wild to me that they actually thought that it was okay to belittle me because my daughter has to ask me in classroom if she can have a hug. And that is something that we teach all of the kids to ask anybody. We're not just going up and invading somebody's space. I'm very big personal space. You need to set boundaries and teach setting boundaries at a younger age so that they can continue growing with those boundaries and learning what they want their boundaries to be. Um, and so I teach that in the classroom, you have to ask. And if you don't want a hug, it is okay to say no, thank you. And it is okay if your friend does not want to be hugged by you. And
Mhm.
I'm very much a part of that. I don't like to be hugged. I don't like to be touched very often. I get very overstimulated by it very easily. And so, yes, my daughter at school and at home has to ask me if it is okay if I want a hug. And I had a another mom who was working in my classroom with one of the other kiddos, and she literally looked at me and was like, "You make your kid ask you?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, because if I don't have her do it, then none of the other kids are going to do it. So number one, she's not just my kid right now; she's also my student. But number two, yes, because she needs to learn boundaries and she needs to learn consent and respect." Just as much as I don't want a hug, there could be a time where she doesn't want one. And she needs to understand that that is a okay for her to say no. And she basically was like, I could never ask my kids to ask me to give them a hug. I said, well, that's your choice and that's okay with you. But I have to because I have my own boundaries and I have to respect myself.
Mm.
So I think it's very important to set that boundary. Like, and then it's nice to hear like Starchy said before, like it's nice to hear that I'm not the only one that's like that. That
Mhm.
other moms are putting that boundary out with and making their kids understand it. Like my daughter is 5, it's very hard for her to understand that sometimes. Like I just don't want to cuddle right now, or I just don't want to hug right now. But she's getting there and she has actually gotten to the point where she like um I don't know, somebody else asked me for a hug right after I told her no, as an example. And she'll say, she just really doesn't want to be touched right now. I'm like, oh, okay, look at you, girl. Like, I love this. You're learning that, like, not everybody wants that. Not everybody is okay for that. Um, so I do love that. I just wanted to touch on that. I know that we're talking about burnout, but I really like that you said that because it makes me feel good, like that other people also go through that and set those
Yeah.
boundaries or teach
Yeah,
those boundaries with their kids.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I was telling Go Rise and chat, like family members have cut us off because my kids have told them that they don't want to give them hugs and everything whenever we're saying bye, and I'm all like, I'm not gonna force my kid to hug you if they don't want to hug you.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that.
No.
So if my kid doesn't want to hug you, then bye.
Mhm.
Um,
Like consent.
If
You're teaching them a very
yes.
good foundation of consent.
Yeah, and I was just like, I'm not ever gonna be that person to, "No, you have to go and say goodbye or give them a
Mhm.
hug and da da da." I'm all like, "No."
Mhm. God, I
We've
hated when I
experienced that
was
as
oh,
well.
sorry.
Yeah.
I
No,
hated
you're okay.
I hated when I was
Go ahead.
little, my parents being like, "Go give your auntie a kiss and hug." Like,
Yes.
Mhm.
no.
There are multiple reasons why that is so uncomfortable.
Mhm.
From my own experiences as a kid, and so and then also like all of the stuff that I know about, children in our society is just like, dude, don't my children are not like your what do you like I feel like sometimes people um I don't how do I say this? They think children they're okay, let me frame it as this in a story. So I'm like I'm shopping in the store, and this guy was like in a one of those store scooters, right? Like, okay, dude, like that's him letting him have his space. Well, he stops and talks to my daughter like, "Hey, can you grab that for me?" And I'm just like, I just turn and grab it and give it to him, and he's like, "Oh, I wanted her to do it." Like, excuse me, you're hello? Like, I am her parent. You are not going to just cross over me and expect my child to do something for you because she's cute and you think that's cute for her to do that for you?
Mm-hmm.
Nah,
Mhm.
we're gonna like respect that this is my child. You can ask me like, "Hey, do you mind if, your daughter gets me that?" But which is still like, I don't know, just ask me. But
Yeah.
he came off like I like me being offended like by that, like he took it back, and I was just like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. You don't get to use my children as pawns. I guess that's what
Yeah.
I want to say. Like, it was so weird,
Yeah, it's
Very weird.
uncomfortable.
Mhm.
right? Well, that's what. Oh my god,
Yeah.
there's just again as being a. This is also. I'm sorry to go into this, but this is also where like when men like try to tell us what to wear, what to do, or whatever, and it's like
Mhm.
I as a kid, like it's just there's a lot of experiences that I dealt with that no matter what I wear, what I do, men are gonna be weird. Let's just say
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah, yeah. Or like
without
the
going
biggest
more.
thing
Mm.
too is like mom burnout, right? And this is something that I've struggled with. My weight has always been a topic of a sensitive topic for me. Because I remember growing up and like I was skinny. I was very skinny when I was young, but I would still get comments like, "Oh, you're a little chubby here, a little chubby there," you know, because I have the quintessential autistic pelvic tilt. And like I my gait is weird, so like my tummy it popped out a little bit more. So I ended up anorexic because I was so stuck on being extra 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 skinny, but then becoming a mom, taking care of your child, I gained so much weight. But then there's still that social expectation of like, well, now how come you don't have time to work out? Why are you a little bit pudgy? You know? And it took me
Mhm.
so many years to finally just be like, I'm a mom. This is my body. I'm happy with it. This is who I am. And my kids' happiness comes first, not me dieting, not me working out. Like that takes time. My children are first priority, and that's the end of the story there. So
Mhm.
Can I just sorry, I don't want to take it over so anybody else stop, but I think that's very important as I had to go through that, like reclaiming my body, like loving back
mm-hmm,
my body after having kids
mm-hmm,
is was a lot of work. Just because it was just different. I don't
yeah,
think we get normalized like as mom bods, the real mom bods.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Feel like it's an important example for our kids as well to show that we love our bodies so that like they won't grow up with like struggling with body image like that. So like
Mhm.
I go out of my way. I don't know if you guys can see. I have very purple hair. And I try to show my kids that like it's your body is beautiful like no matter what. And yeah, I do feel like that is important with us moms.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Can you turn
Um,
your head to the side just a little bit
no, go
so
ahead.
I can see the purple hair? I was saying, she said, you say you have purple hair?
Mhm.
Oh, can you turn your head just to the side?
I don't know if
Yeah.
it's like
I was just trying
showing it.
okay, yeah, that's you. Yeah,
Bad hair day for
Shine a
me
light
yeah,
on
today.
that's
it.
you.
Apologies.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so I grew up with what everybody calls uh, I hate that it's called a naked mom, but I mean, my mom always just walked around in her bra and underwear. And so I always thought that that was normal. That was, whatever.
Mhm.
I am now that mom because my kids understand that like, it's me. I'm literally I'm naked. Yeah, see? Okay. So, I make it known to not only my kids, that, it's my body is fine. No matter what stage it was in, it's fine. I've always
Mhm.
been this way. I'm not gonna, force you guys to change. And so when a lot of people it wasn't until my daughter sent me a TikTok about it. She was like, "Did you know that you're this, mom?" And I was all like, "No," because I thought that was normal. Like that will like I'll we I'll see my sons walk around in their chonies all the time and whatnot, just because that's how they are and everything. And so it was just kind of like we don't see anything wrong with that, and when people are like, "Oh my god, you guys do that?" And it's all like, "Well, it's my kids, it's different." Like, this it's not like we're doing anything, it's the fact that I'm showing off that my is fine. I'm in bra and panty. It's nothing different than being in a bikini at the beach.
Mhm,
Exactly.
mhm.
Nothing different. And so when people try to make it anything different, I'm like, that's a your mindset. That's not a me mindset. That
And not
again,
for
that is a
nothing,
you
they're weird
problem.
for thinking that way.
Yeah, I'm like
Mhm,
that again, that's a you problem. That's not a me problem. The fact that I'm raising my kids to love their body and especially my body with all my stretch marks and my
Mhm.
belly fat and everything, like the fact that my daughter is confident enough to strut around with, the prom dress that she has, I'm so happy for her
Hey,
because
that's
you know
good. That's
what?
good. That's good.
Yeah.
mhm.
I think that's important.
Yeah.
We don't call each other's fat here in this house. Like, I'm like, "Don't talk about yourself like that."
Mhm.
No,
Mhm.
we're not
Mhm.
calling ourselves fat.
Like Gogo just said, I'm okay in my hot tub outside of my house, but not inside of my house.
Yeah, I think I mean, society, I feel like sexualizes our bodies, but when we think about it as humans, like, we need to normalize, like, that our bodies I mean, I'm also, like, indigenous, so whenever I think of my ancestors, I'm pretty sure, again, topless, walking around and just, like, doing their thing, so
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
definitely our society, Western, mindset have changed a lot of what is the expectations that we're supposed to uphold.
Well, it's too. I grew up. So my mom is from the Netherlands, and I grew up going there every summer, basically in my childhood. And you go to the beach there; it's topless.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Women
Yeah.
are very comfortably topless, and it's not a
Right.
nude beach or a topless beach. That is normal. I remember being
Mhm.
a kid there and wearing my underwear just on, like, I mean, I was little, wearing
Mhm.
underwear in the yard in my with playing with the sprinkler. And that was normal. Nobody made it
Yeah.
weird. There was nothing weird about that. It was
Mhm.
That's how you live your life.
Mhm.
See, but
Ugh.
men have made that weird now.
Yeah, I
See,
was
I
just gonna
don't
say,
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna go down a whole tangent.
yeah, I was gonna say, but then ma
I
It's
saw
it
it coming. I was all like,
I
I
felt
see the lip.
it.
Yeah.
I felt it, that's why I stopped myself.
yeah, no, no. But you would think that, like, kids, just being kids, but then now we
Yeah.
have weird,
We can't.
you know
And
Yep.
I think that that's I mean, I mentioned it a little bit before, like when I talked about why I don't share my daughter on social media, but it's scary
Mhm.
raising
It
a
is.
child and raising a daughter in today's climate. It
Yep.
is
Mhm.
absolutely terrifying to me. And how to maneuver through today's world with the knowledge of maybe not the knowledge, with the unknown of what is life going to be for her 10 years from right now. And
Mhm.
Mhm.
that is petrifying to
Oh,
me.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Ooh, sorry. I got chills. um, but yeah, it's hard to navigate that. And
Mhm.
it's like, how do you navigate it? You can't, because you have to take everything in stride and take things as they're coming, right?
Yeah.
You can't prepare as much as you want to, and to protect your child, you can't prepare for 10 years because we don't know what the trajectory of the world is going to be like in 10 years.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think the
Mhm.
best thing that I have done is learned from the history. That's why I read a lot of like real history, like really what has happened, especially in what we call the United States of America, because it's came from my people, um, or some like my tribal nations, their experience, and so like when we talk about like times like what society's going through has already kind of happened,
Mhm.
like it's just an ongoing thing. It's repeat, like kind of not necessarily repeating exactly, but there are just people that are still in control and still holding these positions that are, continuing it. And it's just like what I try to do is, even and is going back to mom, is that I try to teach my children. Um, so I go and I do a lot of this work on bringing it on Twitch and stuff, but I'm trying to talk more about like intersectionality and like, because I am biracial, and so I have these two different, experiences, cultural experiences, and so trying to navigate those culturals and those communities. And my son being white presenting, and I'm the youngest of my five siblings, but I'm also like lighter than them, lighter skin tone, and so they're all like they have different experiences. I have a different privilege of, navigating society. I've lost a lot um of my color because I don't go outside anymore as much as I used to, but like I try to tell him that the way that he navigates this society because of his privilege of being white presenting, and like as a man too, because along with my daughter, having to navigate as a girl, like just kind of like, how you don't have to say please and think like yes ma'am, no sir, because we there's a whole theory of women's ways of knowing, that if you our society teaches women compared to men, or boys and girls and stuff. And so like I try to tell my children like, hey, this is how you have to navigate society, or I give them resources like, hey, this is an educational book, to kind of get you to understand like how you need to, be in this space and share community with everyone,
Mm.
because I didn't really get taught that a lot, like I as far as being biracial and like, kind of understanding how I need to move through society. I wish I did, how I need to navigate because of my identity. And so I try to at least hope to tell them um what to expect. So
Mhm.
I don't know why I went on that tangent. I'm sorry.
I
But
could
It's a
listen
good
to you
I
tangent
talk
though.
all day long.
I tend to like I tell you I nerd out and I go off. So cuz
No,
it's just I
honestly,
think
like
it's
it was like kind of like what we were saying earlier, but like I feel like I'm just like sitting down on the couch with y'all right now, and genuinely
Sure.
like I love this. Like I love that we're just you can tell that most of us are neurospicy as well, that we're just like bobbing and weaving through.
yeah.
No, it is a lot. I mean, yes, you can see that history is repeating itself in a way. I think more so what I mean is um how do I do that with a 5-year-old?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like how
Mm.
do I help? What do I do now that is going to prepare her for when she's 15? Because I think
Mhm.
like not just, what we're seeing in on the government side of things, but we're technology. we didn't
Mhm.
have all of this. When I was a kid, I mean, yes, I had like MySpace and all that, but that was already I was almost out of high school by the time these things came out.
Mhm.
Um, but like how do you go through the bullying and the like that whole lifestyle and how do you prep little ones for what to expect or what not to expect or how to be and obviously like teach your kids to be kind and teach your kids to do the right thing and make good choices and all
Yeah.
those things like 100%. Again, like I was saying before about like the I'm very big on personal space, learning boundaries early and stuff like that, but I think
Mhm.
it's a scary world and not knowing we don't know where technology is going to be 10 years from now.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
we didn't
Mhm.
have our bullying when we were kids is way different than what kids are going through now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
And a
Yeah.
lot of that is to do with the technology aspect of it. You know, we didn't have the world at our fingertips on a smartphone.
Yeah.
We
Mhm.
had T9 Word and that's how we were
Pagers.
texting. We had yeah.
We had
Well,
cassette players, my
Exactly.
guy.
Uh, I
no.
to
So
answer
yeah, go
your
ahead.
question, I think uh, foundationally, setting them up like you're saying, like with those boundaries and consent and stuff, but I think also because the future is such a tumultuous unknown thing, raising our kids in with like the foundation of always asking why, always questioning, always being like, well, why do we do this and what is the process of this, and teaching them those critical thinking skills,
Mhm.
Mhm.
common sense, looking at things from all angles, being very analytical, and number one, most of all, which is what I try to teach my kids, is not allowing yourself to fall into trends and following the crowds, because like that can get you into
Yeah.
a world of hurt, um allowing yourself to not only be navigated by empathy but also by logic. I
Mhm.
think because of there's so many unknown variables, you just have to be able to set up your mini me, your youngling, into a way where you're giving them the tools to think for themselves when they grow older.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
just
I am.
instilling those values and those morals in them, along with the critical thinking. I tell them all the time, go back to the original thing. What is the golden rule? Treat others how you want to
Treat
be
others
treated.
how you want to be
And
treated.
it's like whenever they
Mhm.
come to me about each other, I'm like, okay, now let's think about if this was you, what would you want her to do towards you, or how would you want her to treat you? And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
I would want her to let me do this. I'm like, okay, so why are you not doing this? Like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, that's not good enough for me. So let's try to do that.
Yeah.
I think I
Um,
oh, sorry.
you wanna go?
Well, I was just because and this is I'm sorry. I know I apologize because this is all like my from a lot of the like child welfare and all of that career experience has gotten to
Mhm.
me, right? Because it's shaped my mindset.
Mhm.
And when I work with people, and that whole phrase that we have been told, like, treat others how you want to be treated. But what about if I don't want to be treated like you because you don't know how I've been treated? Like, how do I, like, I have to move differently. So you're not going to think how I have to treat
Navigate.
myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I kind of just frame it like treat others how they want to be treated because you need to talk to them. You need to figure out, like, how do you want to be treated? Like, how do I support you? How do I help me understand? And again, it stems from having to work with, again, I was like, in a lot of child welfare, was one of the biggest careers in my life that changed because you're at people's vulnerability. And so it was rough. But it's kind of understanding like how do you understand how people want to be treated? How do you support community? Um, but to answer Melanie, I think that like kind of everybody's talking about like the values and like I try to besides like having the background of just like social sciences and just the research of what children, there is a good book. It has some really good parts to it. It's called Raising Good Humans. If you're ever interested in reading something like that, it kind of gives you some there's also like Me and White Supremacy that like teaches like how you have to unpack all of that. And it's a child's version, like a young adult's version, not 5 year
Mm.
old, but like I just try to find ways to expose my children to all kinds of different cultural experiences and educating them like how do we move in community, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, and I think what it all boils down to too is teaching your children emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
and the communication aspect is also a huge thing too. You know, open communication, asking questions. You know, so I think there's a foundation of like those phrases. You know, that are said, but I think underneath the simplicity boiled down phrases, you follow up with teaching them the foundations of emotional
Mhm.
maturity.
I
So
see what you mean. Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
I definitely wanted to make sure that my kids know that it is absolutely okay to come to me with whatever problem it is that they have. So when my daughter told me that she was starting to get depressed and she felt like she needed to go to a therapist, I was absolutely all for it. Like,
Mm.
why would
Mhm.
I stop you from going to a therapist when I go to a therapist? I need to go.
Mhm.
Like, why would I ever stop you? Like, if you feel like you need to go, and thankfully, they also turned to me whenever we found a therapist in Texas, but it wasn't the right fit. You know,
Mm.
they didn't vibe and everything, and so she was like, "I don't like him." She was like, "I feel like he's just constantly talking about himself whenever we're talking, and I don't like it." And so I was like, "Okay, bet." So
Mhm.
I was on the phone. I may be down here in Hawaii while they're back in Texas, but I was on the phone immediately and
Mhm.
I was all like, all right, who can my daughter now switch over to have a new therapist, because we need to switch this immediately. I'm not wanting her to go through another session and have to deal with this therapist who's not giving her what she needs.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I got it fixed within, like, I think 2 days, and, she has been loving her therapist ever since, and I'm just that's exactly
That's
why
wonderful.
Awesome.
I
Yes.
I want my kids to know, like, "Hey, if you need to talk to somebody and you don't wanna talk to me about that something, like, absolutely, we'll get you a therapist." I'm okay with that. As long as you're talking to someone about these problems that you're
Right.
having, I'm okay.
Yes.
I love that. We are 10 minutes away from being done, which is actually crazy. I feel like this flew by
It
It
did.
went
It
really
fast.
really
quickly.
did.
Um,
Need to go
I
back.
just looked down at the clock and I was like, "Oh, we're like almost finished." Okay.
Yeah.
So I just want
Okay.
to open up for anybody in chat if you guys have any questions, anything at all, mom life, streaming moms, working moms, just moms, whatever you want to do. You're more than welcome to ask away. And then in the meantime, I think the next panel that's going to be going is disabilities.
And I'm on that
I
one.
think.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
perfect.
nice.
Yeah. I know. I was looking at the clock and
I'm
I was like, "Oh, I gotta get to the next one here
Do you
soon."
need to go?
I
I
told
know
them that
who I'm
I'll
going to.
Okay. I'm talking about autism. No.
Yes.
I'm working.
It's time to rhythm with the tism.
I know.
It's like my favorite expression. So we'll probably all read into there, yeah?
Mhm.
That's fair.
Well,
Yeah.
Cloud
Okay.
will be live still, but
Yeah. I'll just be transitioning. I'll be on a BRB screen and then, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
perfect. Perfect, perfect. All right.
Oh, good. People in my
Oh,
chat are like,
thank you
yes, I
guys.
don't have to move.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys all for signing up for this. This was like a last minute panel idea. So I'm really glad that it was able to get thrown together, and I'm really grateful for meeting all of you today. This has been really I've had like a lot of laughs and I needed that. So it's been
Now
really
don't go watching
heartwarming
a
and
crying
funny
movie.
and no, I
Yeah.
don't want to watch that today. I'm having
Watch
a good
Coco.
day today.
We'll schedule it for tomorrow. We'll
Good.
schedule.
I actually I have a Fortnite tournament tonight, so I'm doing a second stream later.
Hey.
Same.
And
I'm doing a
so
Oh,
second
I've
stream.
nice.
decided
Mhm.
that I am not going to be streaming tomorrow, and I don't get my daughter back until the afternoon. So maybe I'll have a good cry in the morning, and
Mhm.
I don't know.
There you
Maybe we'll
go.
see.
Oh yeah.
Take care of
Yeah.
yourself. Treat yourself.
Yeah.
Everybody treat
Yes.
yourself, okay? Everybody get that
Yes,
1
Treat
hour,
yourself.
1 hour, right? That's what
1
we
hour.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cheers.
To a good meal, a good cry, a
Yeah.
good book. Like, you got this.
yeah.
Thank you all. It's been really fun
Yes, and
sharing
great.
space.
I was so nervous. Y'all,
Same.
thank
Aw.
Same.
I was mostly nervous about how to do the overlay. I was like, how are we gonna do this?
Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Throwing everything together, that was the nerve-wracking. I was like, "I gotta hurry."
Yeah.
I know.
Trying
I
to
felt bad because I had a birthday party to go to this morning, and I'm like, I feel bad because like I want to be able to like set everything up and be there, but then I was panicking. But we did it.
Mhm.
Listen,
Yay! Yay,
if moms know
moms!
how to do one thing, we know how to work hard under pressure.
That's true. We
Yes.
clutch. We clutch.
Multitasking.
Yeah, we do.
Yes,
There we
yes,
go.
yes.
Do we have a raid message? Is that sorry,
I don't think we
I've been
do.
seeing
okay.
like
I
something
was gonna
mall.
steal the
Yeah.
women in power.
Yeah.
Okay, can
Mhm.
you
Yes.
use that
Okay.
so we can
Oh wait, what if we did
chat, get
this? The
ready.
keeping the women in power love going.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that one. Good
Yes.
I just saw somebody posted that, and
Okay,
that's I love
perfect.
Okay.
that.
Okay.
I'm
I
gonna
am
go
oh,
to
I was gonna
I'm
say
gonna
Yeah.
before we
yeah.
I just want to read a
Okay.
couple. I did see like people saying thank you, and I just feel like
Oh.
we should showcase them just a little bit. Somebody said, I just want to say thank you for being open and transparent with all this. As a man, I get to learn and adjust so much in how I interact with people. Thank you so much. I
Mm.
love that. It's been
Yeah.
so good to hear people that can relate to my daily life. Thank you for the stream. Thank you so much, everyone, for the panel. Because while I was late, it's been a lot of fun. I'll be happy to mansplain anything stream Twitch related if you need help next collab. Thanks, AK.
Oh my god.
If you guys don't know who AK Dad is, you should look him up on TikTok.
Yes, absolutely.
100% look him up on TikTok.
It's
All right,
funny.
are we ready to Cloud,
Yeah.
I know you gotta go. I'm sorry, I'm holding you
Yeah.
back.
I'm gonna jump into
Yeah.
the other VC and start setting up that. So I'll see you
Okay.
guys in a little bit.
Thank you for joining
All
us.
right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.